Welcome in, everyone. We have a very special interview here from former Rad Esports / Team 1 duelist Melio, and now on Citadel Gaming. Melio, how does it feel to be coming hot off of a win from the mid-season finals, now into stage 2 with a whole new roster?
I mean, it always feels amazing winning things like these. It's of course something I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, but it also feels amazing trying new options and exploring what a different team would feel like for the coming stage.
Talking specifically about maybe the rivalry you guys had with Berber Patapim, but now Citadel Gaming, and now being on that roster, you guys knocked them out of the mid-season finals. Did this kind of help you get like an idea of their playstyle so you know how to mesh better with them now that you're signed with the roster?
I mean, of course, I'm very familiar with a lot of the things they do and how they play because we've played them a bunch of times and scrimmed them a bunch of times so far. So I'm very well aware of what the team is like and what we can do to make it the best team in the world.
Best team in the world. You basically came from the best team in the world at that point, now on to Citadel Gaming. I mean, what was the reason for making that change over to this new roster?
I mean, for me personally, I feel like it's something about personalities and how they clash and stuff like this. You know, some people just can't work together forever. Like, there's two different personalities from me and Team 1. That's why I decided to leave, because in the long run, it wouldn't keep working out.
Well, it's good to hear that you found a solid fit going into stage 2 of Ignite. Hopefully have the best performance you guys can have there. They did win the specific side of things for EMEA, but of course had that 4th place finish in mid-season. What are your hopes going into this stage and also the grand finals for this team?
I mean, I hope I can be of great use to the team. I hope I can help them with a lot of the theoretical stuff that I learned when I was on Rad and that I also know as a player, because I come from a different game where we have a different line of theory that we all used on Rad, but nobody from Citadel has this theory. So if I can bring this in and we can learn it and we can get good at it, plus we can utilize what they were already good at beforehand, I feel like this can be the best team in the world, like undoubtedly.
Well, any final thoughts, shoutouts, things of that sort? It's been great to hear from you, Melio.
No, thank you. It's also been great talking with you. I'll just shout out to my team, Citadel Gaming. I really believe in them and I love every one of them.
Awesome. Well, you can catch Citadel and Melio this weekend for Marvel Rivals Ignite. EMEA is starting up. It's going to be great action. Make sure you tune in on the Marvel Rivals channel on YouTube and Twitch. We'll see you then.
Screen! I'm hunkering down. Judge! Jury! Executioner!
Well, hello once again, Rivals. My name is Diatonic, and I've got your after-action report for the second week of the Marble Rivals Ignite Asia Group Stage. Zero Tenacity were back in action to kick things off for Week 2, taking on Down Payment in the opening match. Z10 looked clean on Map 1, but Down Payment would claw their way to a reverse sweep, defeating Z10 2-1. Incipients were still on the hunt for their first group stage win as they took on U-Inks next, and they'd get themselves on the board with a big 2-0 win here. Rounding out this first day of Week 2 was yet another marquee matchup, the fated rematch between Stage 1 champs Reject and the newly rebuilt Gen G. Though the players have changed, the story was yet again one of triumph for Reject as they take the series in a close 2-1 showdown. The second day of Week 2 started off with a match between veteran team Assemble Fire, who are still in search of their first group stage win, against Incipients. But Incipients had picked up some steam here in Week 2 as they won their second game of the week in a close 2-1 bout. Down Payment also continued their winning streak, taking their third win in a row over Rocket University in a big 2-0 sweep. Onside Gaming looked to keep their dominance alive in the next match as well, taking on U-Inks and walking away with a clean 2-0. And in the final Day 2 matchup, Zero Tenacity went head-to-head with the Vietnamese squad OEG. It was a tough draw for OEG, and they'd fall victim to Z10 2-0. Day 3 kicked off with a showdown between frontrunner team Crazy Raccoon and Onside Gaming, with CR continuing their flawless group stage campaign with yet another 2-0 win. We had a heavy hitter matchup between Gen G and Zero Tenacity next, one that Gen G would walk away the victors from with a complete 2-0 shutout. XOXO01 and Incipients stepped onto the field next, and EXO would lock in their playoff position here with a big win over Incipients. We ended the day on a very interesting matchup between Reject and Rocket University, with Rocket actually managing to take a map off Reject. But the only 3-map series of the day would go Reject's way in the end. The final day of the Asia Group Stage began with two Legacy Ignite competitors, XOXO01 and Assemble Fire, a matchup that EXO would win handily 2-0. Reject were back up against Down Payment, and the Stage 1 champs would emerge victorious here, also 2-0. Crazy Raccoon had their last match against U-Inks and would complete a perfect run through the group stage with yet another 2-0 win. And finally, the group stage would close with Gen G taking on OEG, with Gen G picking up the last win of the week. And after 2 weeks of group stage action, the Asia playoff picture was locked in. From Group A, Crazy Raccoon, XOXO01, Onside Gaming, and Incipients advanced to the playoffs. And from Group B, Reject, Gen G, Down Payment, and Zero Tenacity all make it through. The competition in the Asia region is looking hotter than ever, with only the top 2 teams qualifying for the Grand Finals LAN tournament later this year. Well, that's all for now, Rivals. I hope you caught your breath because we're about to dive right back in. Get ready to ignite the battle.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and everything in between, everybody. It's a time to get in the Marble Rivals Ignite Stage 2 here for Oceania, and it's proudly brought to you by Matsy and Profound Rice, coming to you live here tonight, everybody. And first and foremost, Ricey, welcome to Ignite Stage 2.
Yeah, I've had the last 2 days off, so it's so good to be here for the weekend, for where things really get decided here in Stage 2 Group Stage. We've played, Matt serves me right, 12 games. No, that's not 12, 6 games. 6 games in the last 2 days, and we're on to the second half of groups now. And some of these groups will start to figure out who's going to be in the top 2 and the bottom 2, because only 4 of these 8 teams will be making it to playoffs.
That's right, decisions are going to be made here today. History is going to be made, but before we get into that, it's time to talk about the Grim Lady. So, the Goddess of Death shows no mercy. Extra, extra, get your timely bulletin. Fierce talks timely, folks. Our new Sheriff Werewolf has vanished, gone like a ghost in the dust. And who rode the skeletal horse into the Valley of Doom right after? A Grim Lady from Europe, dressed in black with pockets full of black gold. She wants our town, our land, our future. Don't be left in the dark. The truth's in the timely bulletin. Just a nickel.
Instill fear into your enemy's eyes as you ascend the battlefield as Hela's Grim Lady costume, making his debut appearance in Marble Rivals Season 4. Available September 25th, so right now, give them something to talk about for centuries to come.
The slumbering Shalao awakens in our Shalao's Blessing event. The immortal Shalao graces the battlefield with his generosity, but you'll have to complete missions to earn his rewards.
Earn points by playing different game modes to earn rewards that will have special missions to complete and a specific unlock time, so keep an eye out for your next task as you reach new milestones. Unlock the Dragon Within and redeem new costumes added to the pool from September 25th up to October 9th.
That's it, and Marble Rivals is now available on PS4. Everybody, download and play Marble Rivals for free now at PlayStation. Marble Rivals Season 4 Heart of the Dragon is now live. Join the fight alongside the one and only Angela. Heaven Falls! And it's the best way to have it is the Heart of Heaven coming online right now as well. A big shout out to our new map, which is graced Marble Rivals. Convergence is where it's at, and I absolutely love it, let me tell you.
No, I agree. It's so pretty, and I love the little small parts, the designs about the map as well, just like the aesthetics as well. Like, my personal favorite is seeing the little kitty cats around the place. Absolutely love them. If I wasn't in the middle of a competitive game, I would just be like admiring how gorgeous this new map is, the Heart of Heaven.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. You know, I really like the openness to the map. You know, I think it definitely promotes different styles of play and really encourages you to always check your back, because someone could sneak through into the fog there. I love that being a little feature of the map as well. You know, I think that's a really unique concept there, and I think you could pull off some very dangerous plays making use of the fog. You know, it's like maybe you think only Cloak and Dagger can cloak themselves away, you know, but no, everybody can cloak themselves away with a little bit of the fog there. So definitely great to see new little features like that coming online. And you know, I guess it plays kind of similarly to the like fog you see in the Hall of Djalia, you know. Yep. So it's great that more maps are having access to those unique features.
Yeah, I think some of these unique features coming to these maps is so fun to play with. But also, today is also going to be really exciting and fun. We are currently in Group Stage, Stage 2. It will be ending this weekend, so today and tomorrow are the last days of Group Stage. And as I said earlier, only the top 4 teams, top 2 teams of each group, so the top 4 teams will be making it to the playoffs, which will be next weekend.
That's it. Playoffs, high time, high stakes, and very eager to see exactly what these teams are going to offer. You know, there's a lot to play for here. Big prizes on offer when we get our way through to our top 4 teams. But obviously, you know, the top 4 hasn't been locked in entirely yet. After today, we may see some solidification there. But there you go. Here it is. Total award for this here competition is going to be $75,000 US. First place taking away $30,000. Second, 15, third, 9, fourth, or 6, fifth to 6th place taken away $4,500 each, and 7th to 8th place taken away $3,000 US there. So definitely a lot to play for out of Marble Rivals Ignite Stage 2 Oceania.
Yes, so much at stake, as you mentioned, and this has been really exciting, especially so far, because of how this pick and ban situation has been going off, not just this group stage, but throughout all of Marble Rivals Ignite. So unlike in-game where you play in competitive, the bans are the same across both teams. In Marble Rivals Ignite, there's a new level of play on top of this, a bit of a more mind games happening, because when you ban, you're only banning against the enemy team, and when you protect or save, you're only saving this hero for only your team as well. So you could choose a specific composition for your team that's really good and prevent the enemy team from countering that composition.
Yeah, that's right. It's really great to see, you know, having a lot of access to the different intricacies of the pick and ban phase there. Obviously, starting off, you know, both teams get opportunities to get a ban through. Then obviously the first protect or save will come through from the red team there, following suit with the blue team, and more to come. But speaking of what's to come here, it's our standings online right now. Group A, take it away. It's all tied up. 1-1-1. All ones all a day for Vulcan, Red, Kanga, and Fury. And the Vicious not taking away anything yet, but maybe today's their day. Group B, though. GZ on top. 2 wins. Chopper Mag close behind. Played their first game yesterday and came out smiling. But Exodia and Brainstorm Esports, they've got something to prove here. You know, they need to try and take away wins of their own. Brainstorm's hopes are all but over. Exodia wanting the same, but if they take game, they may just be able to find their eyes on the prize and make their way through to a chance at playoffs here. No matter how grim things might seem, there's always hope.
No, I totally agree. There's always hope. And as we know how Doctor Strange likes to say, there is, of course, always one chance. This is today's matches. We'll be starting with Kanga versus the Vicious, starting very, very shortly. So I'm sure you guys are all super excited to have that game starting very soon. It's going to be a best of 3, as all games are in this group stage. After Kanga versus Vicious, we've got Chopper Mag versus Exodia. We finally got to see Chopper Mag yesterday play, and there's been a lot of hype from all the other teams mentioning how they're one of the teams that are very excited to see play on the main stage. So we finally got to see them. And then the final game today will be Vulcan Red versus Fury, which I'm sure will be another banger. We got a banger match from Fury yesterday, and I'm excited to see what they cook up today against Vulcan Red.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how that's all going to play out as well, right? So, I think that's going to be a really competitive lineup, competitive matchup coming through there. I think eyes are really going to be very attentive on how today's proceedings will play out, because, this can be our first preview at some of the teams that might be able to make their way through to the playoffs, and some of the teams that will be, unfortunately, exited from the tournament here today. So definitely going to be some very competitive stakes into this one, and yeah, I'm just curious to see the unique elements that all the teams are really going to be looking to bring before us today. We've seen all kinds of things. We saw the Black Widow of all things break out. I never thought I would see the light of day of that character, except for one player in particular, Zazastack. But no, Wubo decided to bring that one out, and yeah, that was awesome to see that one break in.
No, I completely agree. I was watching the games yesterday as well. Not on broadcast, honestly, since I'm here today, but it's been wonderful to see the games play out yesterday. And I must say, yeah, the Black Widow definitely took me by surprise a lot yesterday, because I haven't really seen much Widow at all in professional play. So I'm curious to see whether or not we'll get any extra special picks like that coming out as well. Any unique pocket picks, one might say, coming out today, because I think those really bring a lot of personality and flavor towards our scene.
Yeah, exactly right. I think that's exactly what we need as well. We need those niche, unique hero picks per se, trying to play, I guess, a little bit outside of the constraints of the meta, and really making something that you might not usually see work just absolutely fantastically. And I think it's just so great to see, teams really stretching the boundaries in that sense and just making things work. And I guess that just plays into the evolutionary nature of the game and how it all goes down between seasons. Definitely excited for what's to come into season 4.5. Not too far off now, we're not so far away from Daredevil coming through.
True. Yeah, I'm so excited to see Daredevil come out as well. I've watched a few of the seasons of Daredevil, the Marvel Rivals Cinematic Universe TV Netflix show, and I loved it so much. So I'm so excited to see him come into the Marvel Rivals world as well, and to be able to play and embody who Daredevil is. So very excited to see him come, as well as, of course, all the other exciting heroes and villains that I'm sure are soon to follow.
Yeah, really excited to see what our next cast of characters, looks like heading towards the end of Season 4, let alone into Season 5, whatever that looks like as well. I'm sure there's been a lot of theory crafting into the background there as to what it could be. There's been some predictions it could be Gambit or something like that, Rogue. There's a lot of what ifs, just like the TV series there. But,
yeah, true.
Yeah, definitely eager to see what that all looks like. Speaking of what if, Marvel Zombies online right now as well. I'm very excited to see if there's going to be any costumes heading in game towards Halloween. That's only just over a month away, so that could be exciting if that's on board.
Yeah, if NetEase is listening, please, we desperately want those costumes. But no, yeah, Marvel Rivals Zombies, Marvel Zombies. I've been seeing some really good reviews on it, and I really want to watch it too. I haven't quite had the time to, so hopefully maybe Monday or Tuesday I can sit down and watch some of those episodes. But you've been watching some of it, right, Matsy?
Yeah, just a little bit. I've seen some very exciting characters in there. I know Liger in particular was very excited to see Blade and Moon Knight have a little collaboration there. You know, Khonshu's taking a new form there with Blade, and I think that would be a great costume to add into the game, honestly. But who knows? You know, it's not up to me which direction that goes, but I think it is an awesome idea.
No, I totally agree, and I think Marvel Rivals has been really good at cooking up all of these costumes and everything so far. So I'm excited to see what they end up bringing in the future. Firstly, of course, I'd love to see Daredevil come out very, very soon, and this new map they brought out, we talked about it earlier, Heart of Heaven, has been absolutely beautiful so far, so I can't wait to be able to see Daredevil on that map. But today, of course, we have something cooking up super exciting, Nancy. It's Kanga versus the Vicious.
Oh, yes, it is. It's time to get in to Kanga versus the Vicious. Kanga, definitely one of the top contenders into the region, you know. There's a reason they managed to make it through to the top 4 in Ignite Stage 1 there, and they are a seasoned organization, you know, albeit their roster has evolved over time. This certainly could be the form of Kanga that takes them over the line and brings their full potential towards the playoffs. Maybe. We'll see how today goes. But the Vicious, formerly King Kong, breaking their way in through the open qualifiers. This is a team that's trying to prove themselves here to show they have what it takes, and there's definitely going to be a lot of potential for them too. You know, I think that they've definitely showcased a lot of their capabilities, especially when they were faced off against the likes of Fury, and really keen to see exactly what they can make of this.
No, I totally agree. I'm so excited to see what happens in this game between Kanga and the Vicious. And of course, we are starting off strong with 2 Ultron bans. Now, Matsy, you, myself, and Liger, we have been collecting the bans and saves so far throughout these last 2 days. And Ultron was definitely one of the ones that was banned or saved the most yesterday and day 1. Isn't the highest, of course, it's still Mantis with 100% ban and save rate, of course, both days. But you never know. This might be the time where Mantis does not get banned or saves, because right now we now have an Adam Warlock save. So there is the Mantis ban coming through. Let's see if Mantis gets saved for Kanga. No, it's Adam Warlock. Ooh.
So it is. So it looks like Kanga are going to be playing into their tried and tested coming revival composition there. You know, we saw a little bit of it heading into the first day of competition, and we're going to see a bit more of it heading into today as well. And Mantis is going to be chopped away by the Vicious there. Unsurprising. You know, there's a big reason that strategist is not meant to see the light of day whatsoever. And we'll see what the next couple bans are going to be. I'd say maybe another strategist. You know, we could see Luna maybe taken off the board there, or perhaps they shift their focus to our Vanguards here. There we go. So it's going to be Luna and Emma taken immediately.
Yeah, Emma has been the most banned and saved Vanguard so far across these last 2 days, and I don't think it's changing anytime soon. Magneto, the next one to follow, but there is the Emma Frost ban, so no Emma Frost is playable for both teams. We also, as you mentioned, the Luna Snow ban, excited to... I'm not sure about excited to see that, but that was definitely one of the more common bans and saves, but not as often as, of course, Adam Warlock and Mantis. Now, the next one is the Protects here coming through from the Vicious. It could be a few different things, but Wolverine was definitely not on my bingo card. We have not seen any bans or saves against Wolverine so far today and yesterday. Obviously not today. Yesterday and Thursday. So that one definitely is spicing things up a little bit. I'm excited to see Wolverine in the hands of the Vicious. The last ban, though, is going to be Magneto, and that one is no surprises there.
Pick your hero.
Yeah, no surprises whatsoever coming out of that one, and definitely curious exactly which direction they are going to be looking to shake this one as they look to lock in their heroes here. Rocco donning the Jeff. That's going to be fun. Ooh, Blade of all things breaking out. That's going to do Liger proud, I'm sure. Definitely excited to see the 1000-fold slash coming in hot here from Floop as they try and scoop him up. But it's time to get down to business. It is time to take a look at our map here today, Ricey, and just look at how beautiful the landscape is.
It's absolutely amazing here. We are going into this gorgeous map here, one of the Hydra bases, of course, where so many, I don't know if I want to say horrors take place, because I don't want to like assume, of course, but of course we always know that this map, lots of things will be taking place between these two teams, between of course Kanga Esports and the Vicious.
That's it. All are going to go down. All going to be breaking in with this one. And definitely keen to see how it all fares as we now get down to business. It's time. Here we go. We're out the gates and straight into the portal here. Rocco going to be trying to hunt down some information, see if their opponents are going to be doing one in the same. Portal versus portal. And they've gone up top, so Rocco will be ready to meet them. It's Kanga online.
Kanga online as well as the Vicious both portaling in to get close to the point. And now they're walking out. Look at Rocco here. Trying to get a good angle, trying to get into the back line. We see that Wolverine, Floop is playing Wolverine, so excited to see how this goes. But Rick is the first one that takes the first hit, takes out Texi, who of course has to go back to spawn, and now with that one less player advantage, Kanga Esports are being forced backwards here.
Forced up, forced back, and ready to try and stack things up. Floop taking a lot of damage, but we'll get back into the fray there. Big focus on Magneto out of that one, trying to take him out. There we go. Isaac goes down. More to follow. Good KOs coming out from Snipsy and Riddles there. Triple down, as a matter of fact. And you can see the power of that Bucky once again finding a lot of favor on the duelist role there. Riddles locked in as well. The power of the strategists, but it's the Vicious to find the early mission area control here, and we'll see how long they can hold on to it.
Yeah, they will want to hold on for as long as possible, but they do get that early capture advantage, and also on top of that, looking at their ultimates, they do seem to have quite a few aligned right this second. Well, Kanga only has one, with John Beck now having theirs as well, so this could get exciting, as now all the ultimates are starting to come online. But it's going to be Snipsy here, going in first with outcomes of Dragon Impact, getting one for another again. Land is down. He's going to be able to get enough damage to top it off again with, of course, all the ultimates advantage. Incredibly keep up the team alive, but there it is. He takes out Rocco. He takes out one for himself. And now the revival coming out, the comic revival from John Beck to try and turn things around, and there's like the Esports wants to take this point, which is now approaching 50% for the Vicious.
Yeah, getting closer and closer here, but Kanga are locking in. A Karmic Revival paying dividends for them to swipe the mission area back in their favor. Great stall coming out from Floop there, allowed the percentage to climb to 62, but by the end of it, Kanga were able to recover the mission area, and now we'll be looking to hold it down with confidence. But speaking of confidence, the Vicious have a couple of ultimates they definitely can put to their advantage here. Alcazar pretty close to the Strangling Prison as well. Kanga only got the Meteor M for the moment, although Texi is getting closer and closer as well to the Strangling Prison, so I feel like a fight definitely can lock in and come online sooner rather than later here. But already Solomon locking down the KO on a Floop, and that is going to nullify some of that attacking presence here.
Yeah, that is a very important pick, especially in our Floop. But now Texi with that Strangling Prison does take down Texi though, even with that Strangling Prison. So now Alcazar is going to return the favor onto Kanga Esports, and it's big. It takes down 3 members. They want 4 though, of course. They want every single one. Meteor coming out from Isaac gets nullified. Nobody gets taken out with that. And with that, Vicious are back in control. They're approaching 70% here, and of course going for more.
Going for more and more, ready to see exactly what's in store here as they hold it down. Look to lock it in, but it's going to be the Thornwood Wall already spotted there, so just trying to climb closer and closer to the mission area here. The damage is certainly stacking up. Alcazar in a bit of trouble. Invisible Boundary coming up. Last stand one of the same, and the boundaries on both sides. Made of both worlds coming out from Riddles as well. They desperately want to fight their way through this. And Eternal Bond from Solomon, 2 Maelstrom coming in. Big catch. And they are rip and tear in there. Rocco shutting down the Vanguards here. Exactly what you want. Shut down that offensive presence. And they steal the mission area back. My goodness, Ricey, that was a close one.
That was pretty close. The Vicious are sitting at 99%. if the fight went sideways, if Rocco was not able to catch Alcazar like that, it could have been the Vicious's round. But of course, 65% and counting Kanga Esports have to win the next 5, potentially 2 fights for them to take this round. Let's see how it goes here though, because they do have a couple of ultimates. The biggest one, of course, is going to be that Comic Revival in the hands of John Beck. John Beck has to play very passively and carefully here to make sure they don't get picked off. If they need to use that ultimate, out comes the grid order from Alcazar from the Vicious. Not able to capture too many people as Rocco goes hard against the Vanguard's barely just away safely. The heals are a little bit struggling at the moment as they're trying to find Rocco to save lives. And John Beck is going to get caught out. No Comic Revival, and the Vicious are looking to recapture the point.
To get on top of things here, last stand coming out from Rocco. Invisible Boundary keeping him up though in both sides of the equation. Cocoon coming out from Jong Beck there will keep them activated, and Karmic Revival can come in clutch right now. Rocco going down. No need for the ultimate yet, but there certainly is going to be a big need soon. Oh, speaking of, they get it off in time and they get shut down immediately. Bloop on the hunt here, scooping up the KOs. There's another one. And they aren't going to be able to take any more advantage of that ultimate. It's all going for back to worse for Kanga right now. The Vicious are hiding in, fighting on, and looking to scoop away that eternal bond. Solman held on long enough for a portal to come in. Kanga are not done yet, Ricey. They fight on.
They're fighting on, but for how long? Out comes a massive loss. And it's a double KO. Wanting more to get triple KO. And with that, the Kanga Esports are cooling down one by one. Overtime is ticking, but it's ticking in favor of the Vicious. And with that, the Vicious will be able to take round 1.
There we have it, folks. The Vicious lock it in on Hell's Heaven, and they managed to defrost the frozen airfield. But now it's time to activate on the Super Soldier Factory and see who will reign supreme, who will come out on top of this one. Kanga pressures on here. The Vicious mean business, and they are looking to lock it in, lock it down as best they can. Now, in terms of how things are going to play out, Taxi is looking to change the pace here, playing into the Venom this time, or not, playing into the Super Soldier themselves. Captain America coming at ya, and very eager to see how they can manage to play around that. I think that having a more mobile Vanguard, much like Cap, is definitely going to help them. You know, being able to play with Rocco in particular very, very well. I think they're going to be able to scoop up a lot of damage there.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kanga Esports, Rocco has been doing quite well on this Wolverine. But we might be having another portal play coming through. There is some portal available for Kanga Esports, so it's only going to be Jag who has it available right now. And they're trying to scoop up the back line, trying to scoop up these 2 isolated players. And I think it may be successful. Watching them, they do take down Solman, but they want more. Of course, they want the Magneto once more to be able to get this advantage and take the point. The Bitch is doing phenomenal here with these 2 massive hits.
Oh my goodness. Just absolute chaos ensuing there. Really great way to steal away those KOs and open up the mission area nice and quickly here. Good isolation towards Isaac as well there. They're going to be able to take down Rocco. Just using those walls so effectively, you know, cutting them off from their strategist line of sight is just going to allow them to ignite the time stream and take advantage of every situation.
No, completely agree. They definitely want to take as much advantage as possible. And with that 20% and counting, the Vicious are looking quite good so far. Remember, they won the first round on this map, so they only needed this round as well. And they'll have a first game under their hands. Jag taking out Rocco does cement their lead a little bit longer. The outcome is the invisible boundary from Chronic. Is this going to be enough? It's going to be met by King Bob's invisible boundary, potentially, as it's now become available. But no, they decide to hold on to it for a little bit longer because the Vicious don't feel like hitting it, but now they do outcome freedom from Isaac. Followed also by Taxi, freedom charge. They're charging in, they're wanting to take this game, they're wanting to take this round, but still the Vicious are still holding on. Rocco gets pushed off the edge by King Bob. It's absolutely massive, and Riddles takes down Texas.
That's the power of the Invisible Woman, isn't it? You know, you can get those little boobs off the map there, those environmental KOs, and it's just so exciting to see your strategists find a bit of potential like that. Speaking of, though, Eternal Bond coming online is denied. Access denied. You barred an entry there. That wall was so impressive. They're not going to be able to use the Eternal Bond on the mission area here. Going to have to go a bit deeper. And now, once again, cutting off the line to sight. Alcazar locked in, finds Rocco, looking for even more. It's Bloom scooping in and looking to heave their way through. Last Stand comes online, and they mean business right now. They are fighting on with such ferocity. It's just so impressive. The percentage keeps climbing here. They need someone to contest quickly. Oh, they've managed to stop them with a barrel leap. And that is going to be that, Ricey. Hell's Heaven is claimed by the Vicious.
You know, portal coming through from Kanga Esports to touch in time to Vicious take Super Soldier Factory and Frozen Airfield and win this first game. They're currently one game up with King Bob 7, KB7 being the MVP. What a magnificent Invisible Woman in the hands of the Vicious.
Couldn't agree more, Ricey. Really impressed with how they managed to hold their cool all through that series, you know. They managed to lock in and lock it down onto the mission areas there. Definitely are taking big control into domination, and very eager to see how things evolve, how things change heading into our second map, which could be anything. It could be Convergence, it could be Convoy, it could be anything, depending on Kanga's decision as the losing team in that first map there. But once again, you know, MVP King Bob 7 locking it down on that strategist role, definitely really making a statement, making waves there, and I think there's more of that to come. But thinking about the next draft phase, Ricey, do you think we're going to see Wolverine again?
Oh, I would be keen to see Wolverine. I think the teams did do well, but it really depends on whether or not they want to deny Wolverine coming out. It was very fascinating seeing the Protect coming through. Like I said before, we've never seen a Wolverine Protect before, but we can see now why. But of course, it wasn't just Wolverine that was popping off. We see Snipsy as well here popping off on the Winter Soldier, Alcazar on the Groot, doing absolutely amazing as well. Texie did well too, but I think Alcazar was able to get just a couple more of those amazing strangling prisons online. Flupia also being an absolute nuisance of a Wolverine. We could see the kidnap here onto Texie, denying Texie from being able to play the game occasionally at some fights. But of course, it was a team effort, and is Vicious walking away with the win of this particular game.
That's it. They will take away the first map there. So very impressed with how they've managed to step up to the plate here and looking to see if they can do even more. But think back. We did see a similar situation, you know, between Kanga and Fury into day one of competition here in group stage, where Fury was able to take away that first map on domination, and then Kanga was able to sweep it back when they managed to swoop their way into the Convoy and Convergence section. So their hope's not all over and out yet. You know, the Vicious still have a lot of work to do if they want to secure this series, and Kanga one in the same. They've got to lock back in, they've got to lock it down, and I'm very eager to see if there's going to be a big change of pace as we get this second map set up, everybody. We're going to be heading to a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with all the action very soon.
Oh yeah, 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게. 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려. 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 아득한 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸는 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 작품을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날래가지. 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 쓰러지지 말 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐 한도 믿어 내일까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 이 세계 운명 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내게 주어지는 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래 그래서 네 운명에 The way
Welcome back, everybody, to Marble Rivals Ignite Stage 2 Oceania here in a day 3 of our group stage. It's Matsy and Profound Rice coming at ya with our first series of the day. We got Kanga Esports, we got the Vicious, and the Vicious are coming out on top, taking away domination. But now, oh my goodness, you know where we're going? We're going to the Hall of Djalia.
Now that's super exciting. This is, as you mentioned, we're going to Wakanda, which this one is going to be a really exciting one because we have obviously the attack and the defending here on Convergence. So I'm excited to see, of course, which... Oh, Kanga's using defense first. So I can see the little symbol. My eyesight hasn't failed me just yet. So Kanga is starting on defense. So that's going to give them a bit of opportunity to make sure they start a really strong defense. And of course, we have the Vicious starting on attack first. But picks and saves, I'm excited. Bans and saves, I'm excited to see what ends up being cooked. As you mentioned, Wolverine. We saw Wolverine save last game. Will we be seeing a Wolverine save or potentially ban coming up? We're of course likely going to be seeing the standard stereotypical Mantis, Ultron, Emma Frost, etc. But what will we be seeing after that?
And I guess that's going to be the real thing in contention, right? Is what do they let through and what do they let go? Considering how last game went, it wouldn't surprise me if there was like a certain level of prioritization around that Wolverine pick or save / ban in this instance, because, you know, considering how much impact they were able to make by playing around it, you really want to consider like what is worth letting through and what is worth letting go coming into this. But we shall see. We shall see what they are going to be able to achieve here, as it's time to get into our ban and save phase here. Time to lock away the Ultron. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Ultron. We won't be seeing you again in this game. These bans are just... The Ultron's just been super strong. Luna Snow is going to be the Protect, which is not too surprising, but also a tiny little bit surprising as well. This next ban coming from Kanga Esports potentially could be the Mantis, considering that has been 100%. There we go.
Yep.
Mantis coming through. Will Kanga Esports choose to save the Mantis this time, or are they going to be saving Luna Snow potentially, or do they want to switch over to a Vanguard? Maybe save the Emma Frost, which was 100% banned in the previous map.
Ooh, it's definitely going to be a tough predicament they're placed in here. Consider what their next bans might yet be. At least both teams can have access to the Fate of Both Worlds this time, but what are they going to lose as a result? Could it be the Atom, you know, getting taken away here? There's definitely an opening for that to get banned away. Ooh, it's going to be Mantis, and what else is it going to be? It shall
Double
be
Atom.
decided right now.
Surely it's going to be double Atom. Atom was 100% banned and saved yesterday, but of course Mantis is the other one we need to keep mentioning. 100% banned yesterday and Thursday, so no surprises on the Mantis ban, but I'm gonna say one Atom, okay, and one Emma Frost. Not surprised either with those two bans, but these last two bans and protects, bans and saves, things might get a little bit spicy here. Will we be seeing another Wolverine save coming through? It's going to be the Magneto save from Kanga Esports, and the Vicious, they will be choosing to ban, maybe... I feel like I'm betting now at the moment to see what we've been seeing so far. What are the strong picks between these two teams? We did see, of course, really strong Wolverine coming out from Fluke, but it's going to be a Emma Frost ban, so no Emma Frost for both teams. And the final protect is going to be Matsy.
What could this final character be? What could the final save be coming through into this one? It's time for the Vicious on the red side to make their pick here. Time goes and Magneto stays. So it's going to be a battle of meteors into this one, and a final ban to come through from Kanga. They've got flexibility to choose whatever the heck they want at this point. It could be the Atom taken away, you know, that maybe they don't want to have the Vicious having access to that resurrection composition there, playing into the Karmic Revival, but it is going to be Wolverine, so definitely no surprises considering how well the Vicious were able to play around that before. But Isaac covering over the Hulk there, maybe could see a bit of the Gamma team up if you know, our character's going to be locked in here. I do like to see a bit of Hulk action. You know, they can play a more divey composition with Texi there, playing with their Vanguard. So, looking good so far, but we'll see what reality looks like.
No, I agree. You know, things could change in a little bit as, of course, the time is ticking away. We're about to hop into our conversion maps. The whole of Djalia. What a gorgeous, gorgeous map that is, as we go and have a little sneak peek of Wakanda.
Here we go. Take a look at our beautiful landscapes once again. A big shout out to our development team there, just showcasing all the beautiful parts that this map has to offer, and definitely excited to see more of its nooks and crannies heading into it once we get there. These teams taking this time to prepare themselves for battle, to prepare to see exactly what they are wanting to bring to the table this year. Wanting to bring into this matchup, and look at that. It's the Gamma team up coming out from Kanga. Tried and tested. It's the attack of the Squids.
The attack of the Gamma Squids are in play by the defenders by Kanga Esports. We also, of course, have, interestingly, we have Loki on both teams coming out, and Luna Snow as well, saved by both teams. Magneto is not being played by the Vicious. Instead, it's going to be Venom and Doctor Strange lineup here on this attacking phase from the Vicious. So far, though, they haven't quite made too much contact yet with Kanga Esports. They're trying to touch onto the point a little bit, give them a little bit of space, but Kanga Esports are still there to hold them back. Widows have a high position up the top and able to take down Solomon, the other Loki. Massive pick for the Vicious. Make that 2 now. Chronic, no strategist to the side of Kanga. The defenders are folding now one by one without any healing support coming out from the strategists. They're just all gonna fall down, and the Vicious are gonna have a very, very fast first cap.
That they will. Quicker to the objective and quicker to the KOs. Nice stagger onto the KO onto Isaac as well there. You know, just waiting until they convert this one into the convoy section, and now they can have a little bit more flexibility of pushing the mission vehicle a little bit further forward, but all's going to be okay. Isaac's back online. The rest of their team are pretty quick to follow. Nobody's got ultimates now, but they all might get closer to that very, very soon. You know, the concept of 6 ultimates on both sides is kind of terrifying, to be honest, Ricey. You know, I think it's going to be a very explosive fight depending on who can activate first. Sort of Proteus is online, and Song Inferno as well. We'll see if we can manage to land the first blow here.
Yeah, it's all about juggling these ultimates, and 4 or 5 now available. First one for Dragon and Dragon's back, and getting 1, goes for 2 as well. But not able to reset that ultimate. Only going to have 1 again coming through, but the Phoenix and Song Inferno is out as well. John Beck trying to do something for the team, but it's going to actually be Jag that takes out the strategist as well as Solomon falls too. The members of Kanga Esports are just reinforced all the way back, and Isaac once again staggered.
Once again, staggered out and ready. So lock it in is the Vicious here, already gaining a ton of distance towards that first checkpoint, and see if they can get a little bit more going forward from here. Whoa! From downtown, Rocco launching haymakers into there. Sakamoto going out, trying to lock them down in place. They're going to have a bit of trouble. Rocco just pumping up the damage from afar here, but Kingbob 7 with the Fate of Both Worlds is doing a great job to keep him online. A meteor from Jag could be something huge, and it is. Chronix is out of here, but a Hulk smash from Isaac could be the difference maker they need.
Could be the difference they need, as well as that comes the meteor from Texas. This time takes out Swifty, who was going crack and impacting. Does not do any impact, of course, taken out immediately, and finally Kanga Esports are able to take back control. And with that, the Vicious were not able to take that second checkpoint just yet, but my goodness, they got extremely close. No ultimates across the board for the Vicious, but there is that End Song Inferno in the hands of Kanga Esports.
That there is, my goodness. And let's see what they can do with it. A portal coming out right now, taking the high ground here and gonna rise up. See if they can lock down some KOs into the fight, build up the ultimate percentage a little bit more here. Kanga, they've got advantage in that sense, you know, invisible boundaries available and Song Inferno as well. So there's things to do here, but we'll see who is going to be able to pull through. Visible boundary coming up and Song Inferno from Floop. They're waiting it out. I like this. They stall it. They don't get it. Good damage from Kanga to shut it down, and they counter with one of their own. Got a mischief from Riddles though. Could it be something good? There we go. Jong Beck goes down. First KO opened. The account is online. Order Proteus to try and bounce back. And it works. Taxi scoops up the KO onto the duelist there. And we're going to see if they can get even more over the top. Oh, Scavenge Squid's just doing damage. Forcing them back here. And they are locked in. But no one else is going down just yet.
Yeah, out comes the fate of both modes from both teams, Team Bob and Chronic. Then out comes the video from Taxi trying to find his strategist. It is going to land on one Snipsy, who has been taken down. There's still a couple more options in the hands of the Vicious, but it's going to be John Beck in the neutral and takes down one. Alcazar gets another, and the defenders, Kanga Esports, are holding strong. The time is ticking down. The Vicious only have 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock for themselves.
Yeah, not too much time now. You know, they were quick to pushing the mission vehicle almost to that first checkpoint, but they haven't really been able to get it over the line there. Kanga, you know, they've started to activate themselves, started to really go leaps and bounds in their defensive strategies here, but they're going to have to keep holding it down because the Vicious have still got a bit more energy, a bit more fight left in them, and it's time for the whole smash into the back line there. Big Free is going to keep Isaac in place into this one, taking a ton of damage. Not going down just yet though, but it's going to be Taxi locking in, using the Horn of Proteus from their teammate, and they are getting KOs for days. This is a huge wipe up coming out from Kanga here. And now the Vicious. Time is limited, and it's time to consider how they approach this last potential fight.
Yeah, the Vicious did an extremely fantastic first attack, first point capture, and they were able to get it in very quick time. But now that time has been dwindled down by Kanga Esports. The Vicious was so close to getting that second checkpoint. They were only a few meters away, but Kanga Esports have holding this defense extremely strong. Looking at the owner zone, the Vicious are ready to cook up something incredibly strong. Spies available with King Bob very close. Out comes Riddles first up. Going to be using the God of Mischief ultimate to try and copy, of course, but out comes the Meteor ultimate. It's going to take down King Bob. So that's one member gone. So Jag is going to return the favor. Does land on 3. That's both strategists gone. For the sides of Kanga Esports, the Vicious are pushing forward, and now with the tracking impact, it's going to be dealing the final blow. But is there going to be a portal coming out from Kanga Esports to try and touch in time? It's overtime right now as the Vicious are going to try and push forward to take this second checkpoint.
Oh, we'll see if they are going to be able to do it. You know, there's definitely still a few obstacles they have to consider coming into the remaining sections here, and see if they are going to be able to get something done. A big fate of both worlds coming out right now from Chronix, just delaying time here. They've got the invisible boundary as well, so if they want to keep stalling, they can definitely do that. But Aya Bagamoto bouncing around the back. A fate of both worlds from King Bob 7 as well. Invisible boundary online here. Rocco closer and closer to Jeff time. That could be exactly what they need to change the tides here. Snipsty down as well. Here it is. Jeff time online. They're trying to get big eats through here, but nobody gonna get caught. They are in Agamotto though. Slice and dice, they say goodnight, and that is gonna be a successful hold coming through from Kanga.
Really played by Kanga there at the end. We did see the portal coming out from the... I forgot who it was, but somebody switched to Doctor Strange there at the end. Isaac, of course, who switched over from Magneto. It was already at 50%, and so the Eye of Agamotto, they did take down the stragglers from the Vicious, but big portal coming out from them. And of course, teamwork in general, able to touch and stall with Chronix's fate of both worlds to get there in time. And with that, Kanga Esports have done a massive job at defending here on Whole of Djalia. Now it's the time to turn side changes with Kanga Esports now on the attack and the Vicious on defense.
Time to change it up. Time to see how things will play out here. And ooh, it's Adam time. Snipsy are going to be looking to take advantage of that character there. See if those karmic revivals will keep them online. Rocco going to be playing the Star-Lord though. Okay, we've seen a bit of Rocco Star-Lord before, and we are going to be seeing it all over again. You know, Star-Lord obviously not the most picked duelist in the pool there, but definitely when you get the hero in the right hands, you can see so much potential come through from that duelist. And I'm very eager to see how those Galactic Legends pop off and if they are going to be able to get an abundance of KOs with them, as it's definitely difficult to, you know, pump up the damage into the right direction there. It can be nullified by the click of a button. But speaking of clicking a button, it's portal time and time to lock it down.
Yeah, with a massive portal onto the high ground, the Vicious have already lost Snipsy, one of their strategists. It is a triple strategist lineup though in the back lineup, but still massive pick coming out from Kanga Esports. And now they are playing they switch sides on the point. The Kanga Esports are pushing the Vicious away from the point as well, and the ticks are it's slowly getting ticked up. One tick now achieved, and they're going for more. Dropic takes out Alcazar. They want more, of course. They want to have this entire point. And now that second tick has been achieved, and they're about to get this point, this first checkpoint in record time.
Yeah, looking to take control of the mission area, and they will yet succeed. So, a speedy way to push their way into the convoy section here. They have 5.5 minutes to push it almost to the checkpoint there, and I think there's a lot more that they can do here. A lot more that they can see, and you see if the Vicious has it in them to hold them back as successfully as Kanga held them back in the first section. It's going to be very testing for them, to say the least. But I'm liking what I'm seeing with the group coming out here to cut off some of those lines of sight once again. You know, definitely a hero you can rely upon if you want to stall things out. But speaking of stalling things out, Alcazar going to go down immediately. Fate of both worlds coming out from King Bob 7 here, as well as the Invisible Boundary. Endsong Inferno from Blue looking to scoop. It's time for the Galactic Legend. I have a Moto coming out as well, and there's more where that came from. It's ultimates all day long, Ricey. Everybody is activating here. Big boop coming out, but it's not going to work out. So, no meteors, no worries, but Dongback gives them all the worries, scooping up the KOs around the back line. There's more to be seen.
Lots of damage coming out from both teams, but Isaac now being able to take down Jack is pushing that mission vehicle further and further. Kanga Esports is so close to victory. They're just a few meters away, just a few members of the Vicious in their way, and with that, they take it. With so much time in reserve too, Kanga Esports will take this next game, bringing this series to a 1-0.
My goodness, what an incredible result coming through from Kanga there. You know, they managed to hold successfully onto their defensive side, and they bring some of that high stakes energy in to their attacking side as well. Taxi going to be the one to take away the MVP this time around, and honestly, well deserved. You know, they played in to those Agamottos super duper well there. I was very impressed with how they managed to stay composed and really just carve a smooth path for their team, you know, playing their role as a vanguard very, very effectively. But Vicious, you know, they struggled on to the defending side of this one. I thought they were looking fairly confident into their attacking side, but obviously you don't gain as much distance as you would hope for there. It is going to be a struggle to hold it down on your own defensive side, and we'll see how things fare once we head into map 3, because right now, Ricey, I'm feeling a little bit of deja vu. You know, I feel like I'm seeing a bit of a repeat of Kanga versus Fury. You know, it's a battle of the reverse.
Yeah, no, I totally get what you mean, where it might come down to a 2, I mean, it will have to come down to a 2-1. Both teams have a 1-1 game, but I think one major difference here is the Vicious hasn't won a single series so far in their groups. Well, Kanga Esports haven't lost one just yet, so I'm sure both teams have a lot that they want to prove, and we can see both of these teams working extremely well and extremely strongly. Lots of good gameplay coming out from both teams, but Kanga Esports just looks so good in this game, with Isaac here on the whole, being able to stop, help, and everything. But it's going to be really It was really Texi and Isaac here on the Vanguards that really did quite a lot of work for the team of Kanga Esports.
Yeah, definitely couldn't agree with you more there, Ricey. I think that they put in a lot of work for their team. You know, they were really able to hold things down up front so well, and that just goes to show, you know, you got to be able to play around, synergize well with your teammates there to enable yourselves to get the best possible results. And it certainly did achieve the best possible result, but we haven't reached quite the end of the line yet. We still got one more map on its way, everybody. Is it going to be Convoy? Is it going to be Convergence? Is it going to be anything of the sorts? It's all going to be tested and proven right after this break. We will see you on the other side.
Oh yeah, 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게. 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려. 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸는 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해. 내가 좋아지려면 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래 그래서 내 운명에 The fate of it.
Welcome back, everybody, to Marvel Rivals Ignite Stage 2 Oceania here with Day 3 of our group stage. It's Matsy and Profound Rise coming at you with map number 3. We are going to Spider Islands. Oh my goodness. Here we go, Ricey.
Yes, Spider Islands, here we go. I'm excited to see this one come through. It's amazing always going to Tokyo 2099. How do you even say it? 2029. 2099, I think sounds about right. So excited to go to this map, but things are so pretty, of course, and excited to see how these two teams are bringing it up. We have seen the Wolverine ban and save. I'm wondering whether or not the teams want to change things up a little bit, whether or not Kanga Esports want to keep banning the Wolverine. They gave him success though in this map, so I'm not going to be surprised if we see that Wolverine banned once more, as the Vicious Floop did really well on that Wolverine. But of course, the Vicious Floop was SVP still, even on the Phoenix. So You know, there's more to fear coming up from the Vicious than just Wolverine.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. I think they definitely showed that they can still make a statement, still make an impact, you know, playing into other duelist characters as well. And very curious to see exactly which direction this one is going to travel. You know, I think we'll see some of the tried and tested bans and saves there, but obviously there's room for other unique pieces of the puzzle to unravel as well. You know, I think that there's going to be some good opportunities to really test yourselves, really bring your best foot forward through this next draft phase here. But we'll see what the bans and saves are going to look like right now as we will begin.
Yes, we are beginning, and I'm going to say it's a double Ultron ban. First off the bat, we have 7 seconds before I figure out whether or not I am incorrect or not. Of course, it could also be double Mantis, but oh, I am incorrect. It's going to be a Wolverine ban straight up. Now, I did say, you know, they did ban Wolverine at the end, like Kanga Esports did, and it gave them success in that previous round. So them banning Wolverine straight up does deny the Vicious the opportunity to protect Wolverine, but now gives them the opportunity to protect the Ultron, which was perma-banned by Kanga Esports in the previous 2 maps. This could get interesting.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. You know, I think they weighed up their options and they had to figure out which hero they wanted to let through and sacrifice, right? And so they realized the priority over the Wolverine there and just managed to take that away instead from the get-go. It was really surprising to see that one break out immediately this time, considering how it only really got taken towards the end of the draft last time. But what they have done now is they've taken away Mantis and are locked in Adam. So they're going to be playing into that Resurrection composition once again there, looking to get those Karmic rivals off. And now the Vicious has a chance to take something away from them.
Yeah, they definitely do. It could be a Mantis here. Yep, it is going to be a Mantis. A ban coming through from the Vicious. As we've seen many times, Mantis is a must ban or save throughout the entire 3 days so far. It's going to be an Emma Frost ban coming out from the Vicious and a Human Torch ban from Kanga. Very interesting that we're getting 2 duelist bans coming out from Kanga Esports. We haven't really seen 2 duelist bans. From memory, this entire weekend, it's only just been 1 so far for most teams, but this time 2. Kanga Esports definitely are prioritizing the duelist bans for this final game.
Yeah, there's heavy focus there, and it looks like the Vicious have taken the hint and have taken away the Phoenix from them as well, looking to lock in Emma Frost. Ooh, so we're going to see some psionic seduction action come out of this one, and very keen to see if that will turn the tides of some big fights. You know, I can already sense some grand potential coming through. Maybe they look to pop the psionic seduction, play it into the Rage of Ultron, and just pump up the damage. But ooh, the Strange ban coming through. I think we've only seen this really come out from a Fury in the past, and now looks like Kanga has taken that online as well.
Yeah, the Strange ban does change things quite a bit. A lot of teams like using Strange for the portal, of course, as it's a very strong ability to use. And so now it does mean that the Vicious are not able to do any clutch portal plays, especially now that they're starting on attack. If Kanga Esports are able to hold the convoy, the Vicious might not be able to get those much needed last second touches in this fight, in this entire final game of this series. And I'm so excited to see what happens here, because we also have an Emma Frost, which we haven't seen yet today. And this is going to be a very interesting one with all the duelist bans coming through as well.
Yeah, it's definitely going to play out in a very unique way, you know. But what I am liking already from Kanga is they are playing the one and only, the Fortress composition. They're making Iron Fortress out of their Vanguards and triple strategists there. It's the triple-double coming into this one, and very eager to see how all that HP is going to be able to soak up the damage and peel for their healers there, as they are going to be jumping in to Strategist Paradise, and we'll see what they can deliver as the Vicious now break out of the gates and already making use of their flyers here, looking to see if they can get some damage across with Storm.
Yes, Storm is out to play along with Jeff, but Alcazar gets the first pick on Technic despite the triple strategist backline from Kanga Esports. So much damage, but Technic does get revived, of course, so it doesn't have to walk too far to get back into the fight. And now Alcazar getting dangerously low, will be able to jump down and survive, but Bloom already has the hand of punches. dealing so much damage, separating the team. Isaac does go down, and so does Tetsu. No Vanguards inside Kanga Esports, but Chronic does have the invincible boundary. He's going to be using it to hold the ground as best as they can, to delay the push for as much as they can here on a defense, as they wait for the Vanguards to regroup. The rest of the team of Kanga Esports gets taken down.
Yeah, and this is a great way to deal with this triple Vanguard, triple strategist setup. You know, Moon Knight, definitely one you can rely upon. I mean, you'd think they just used Hand of Khonshu. Well, Floop almost has it again, right? See, they have it again. And now they're using it again immediately, making great use of that Strangling Prison there. The combination potential is insane. And they're looking to get even more here. Dongbaek does come back, and they activate the Karmic Revival. So, even if they lost a few of the members, a few KOs coming through, they managed to swing the tides and bring them all the way back. So the reset will be flipped and headed towards the Vicious here, but they still got ultimates online. I see the Riddles there. You know, I see what Riddles can do.
Fancy! We've had a second ultimate, you were saying, and the Hand of Khonshu came out twice. Is that one ultimate every 30 seconds? Something insane, but out comes Snipsy with the Mega Hurricane, and Riddles also has Jeff. It's Jeff available, and out comes the Jeff Nader. Getting so much damage, nobody falls just yet, but Rocco does take down King Bob 7 in the background. But Solomon also falls, and it's strategist for strategist, but John Beck falling as well. The tide have turned back to the Vicious. Okay, these ones still have control of the mission vehicle. The defense is strong with Onyx's invisible boundary to hold things firm. The Vicious have to try and push forward, but outcomes with that, the Alcazar's ultimate of Psionic Seduction.
Yeah, trying to see if they can strip away some of the opposing characters there. Agamotto coming out as well. Here we go. Hand of Khonshu coming in, and they are going to be able to counter back. Fighting Isaac there. Rocco going down as well, and they capture Chronic. So great damage coming out from the Vicious right now. They can finally get the mission vehicle moving again, but these little pieces of isolation, the walls, are just stalling them out time and time again here. But I'm already seeing Jeff time available. This could definitely be something big that they can use in the last moment. Speaking of, a Strangling Prison coming out from Jag there. Trying to see if they can tag up all these opposing characters into the doorway there. They will be able to counter through from Kanga, and Karmic Revival online. It means all their teammates are going to be coming back.
But it's real power, firepower coming up from Solomon as well. But in massive depot, taking down two members is actually going to be, I think, two strategists backline as well. So the Vicious may have a slight advantage with Solomon's firepower. We're able to keep Kanga Esports alive for a little bit longer. So the take down Roki is now going in with the Mega Hurricane. Trying to go in. It's not a Jeff Nader though. It's going to just be a Hurricane. And it's enough to take down Solomon. But they want more. Solomon revive though. Isaac in the meantime. So yes, with Solomon down, it is still a 5v6. Make that a 4v6. Isaac is fallen. Takes it for 2. No Vanguards for the side of Kanga Esports. And the Vicious in this last 3, 2, 1 seconds. They get it over the line.
That they will. They spill in and push on ahead. So it is going to be a great activation coming through from the Vicious there. They will be able to get it over the first checkpoint, but there's still 2 more that they need to achieve here. And we'll see if they can heave their way forward. They find even more impact out of this. Rocco on the Wolverine, definitely big capture potential with the Feral Leap there. And see if they are going to be able to capture anything from it right now as hold patiently around the mission vehicle. Don't they get too close to the sun here, otherwise you could get burnt. But speaking of, it's Rocco looking, searching, and it's a big catch.
Big catch, but I don't think it's enough to take them out. But he takes it, does fall. Alcazar gets traded in return. Vanguard for Vanguard, make that now 2 Vanguards. Jag falls as well. The Vicious now with no Vanguards are going to regroup and rethink how they want to approach this. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. They aren't even halfway yet in this second section as Kanga Esports are getting closer and closer here to 3 ultimates. The Vicious though are on their way to 4. We see Rocco trying to kidnap 1. Everyone takes that Flip is massive. The Flip is going to just pop the Kraken impact. And the fight starts big with also the Psionic Seduction.
Starts big and gets even bigger. We'll see what else is going to be triggered out of this one. Jong Beck Nice KO down. Snipsy's down, and Solman is keeping their team online for Kanga with the fate of both worlds, but not aligned enough. Clearly, Rocco getting caught along the side there. Riddle's going down as well. Good trades. Got us a death coming out from John Beck right now. Also, see if they can get some damage scooping ahead here. Taking a lot of damage, and they will get healed up just at the right moment here. Strangling Prison coming out. Do take advantage. Goodbye to 1, not 2 this time. Taxi gets away thanks to the invisible boundary there, but my goodness, the Vicious are getting closer and closer. Maybe not anymore. Last stand comes out from Rocco. Good. Fate of both worlds activation. Now looking to pump up the volume, pump up the brakes here. Chronix down and out, and there could be more to follow.
Could be more to follow, but as well as less time to follow. With only 10 seconds left, the Vicious have to make quite a big distance to go. They are past halfway through in this second section of this map. The second section here, but we see, of course, the ultimate of Taxi, Eye Nakamoto, and the portal coming through as well. This could be big, but the Kidnap coming out. Maybe enough to help this Muppet team as they can have fun. Eye Nakamoto does come 3. That's 3 of Vicious, and Flute does fall in the meantime. There are no strategists. Ultimate's just yet. King Bob is sitting at 96%. Desperately wants it up for themselves, but in the meantime, the team has all fallen down. And King Bob does not survive either. Overtime ticks down, and they don't get that second checkpoint. Kanga Esports' defense is strong.
2, 1.
Ooh, they hold firm, hold strong in 2. The convoy there, and now the side switch. It's time to see if the Vicious are going to be able to have as successful a defense as what Kanga found on their offense here. And we see a change up of the characters here, looking to lock down some of those priority picks into the mix here. And very curious which direction the Vicious might be looking to go into this one. You know, do they stay with the old tried and tested there? Do they go a whole other direction? It's all to be proven, and let's see what they can do as they now look to prepare themselves for battle and rattle things up.
Rattle things up indeed. We do see maybe a Jeff Storm coming out from Rocco and Chronix here on attack. The Vicious, though, are not going to be doing the same thing here. We also see Floop staying with that Winter Soldier, so no more Moon Knight for the team of the Vicious. But I'm excited to see how Snipsy goes here on the Phoenix. I've seen Snipsy on the Phoenix before, and it is pretty exciting to see because the Vicious are going to have to hold strong here if they want to be able to take the first win here in Marvel Rivals Ignite Stage 2 Oceania.
4, 3.
That's exactly right. Let's see if they are going to be able to take that opportunity away from Kanga into this one, as the damage is already bumping up here. They've got to maintain their distance and hold down the time as well as they can. The hourglass is already filling up quite quickly here, so they desperately need to hold firm in the hold position. Rocco ready to activate. Ooh, already jumps into the back line there. Not going to be able to get the KO though, but it does force the Vicious to fall back a bit into a back pedal. And Kanga more than happy to push the mission vehicle.
What a Kidnap coming out. Snipsy is taken down immediately. The Vicious lose 1 member, and with that does make it a 5v6. Jungbeck going up into the skies, trying to get a high ground to try and find an angle, find someone that they can pick off. And looking at the strategy, that is King Bomb though in the back. It's quite dangerous, so we'll be able to pop the invisible boundary, but not for Jag down. Solman follows suit. Now there's 2 invisible boundaries on the ground right now, and we are seeing even more ultimates coming out from the team. Actually, Fluke does get taken out, and Nemi was not able to use that Kraken impact very well as Alcazar also falls down. And with only a few meters left, I don't believe the Vicious are able to touch in time. I think Kanga Esports are able to get this first checkpoint quite easily.
That they will, and now they have over 5 minutes, Ricey, to get it to the end here. So the Vicious are going to have to play the game of their lives in order to enable this one, in order to keep this one in their favor. And it's a difficult hold, you know, it's very difficult, and it gets even more so now that Alcazar's down. Let's see that disadvantage be furthered here. If they can pick up some more of those KOs, the problems are only going to begin to build up. But Riddles does manage to find a way to swing back. Fate of both worlds online from both teams. Chronic's the last to activate it though, so Kanga might be able to find more from it. Agamotto around the back, launches the attack right as the timing of the ultimate ends, and now it looks like the KOs are not coming to an end. They are only just beginning here for Kanga.
They are only just beginning, and Kanga Esports are moving quite quickly. 4 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock, and 3 ultimates in their hand. Is going to be really exciting to see how the Vicious try and counter this. Out comes the portal though from Texas, trying to stop them talking forwards, but of course they can just avoid it. And with only a few seconds left, the Vicious have to use these 5 ultimates to their advantage. Out comes Alcazar, trying to push forward, using both Invisible Boundary and Introduction. They're able to clean up Kanga Esports. The Kanga Esports are not too stressed. They only use just the Invisible Boundary for that fight. And I'm sure they have more to come for this next fight with over 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock.
Exactly right, Ricey. They've got a lot of ultimates available. Rocco pretty close to the last stand as well. Definitely can be a big difference maker for them, you know. And because they have so much flexibility with time here, they could just wait for Texi to have the Eye of Agamotto and then activate from there. Like, Chronix is pretty close to the Fate of both worlds as well. It's just a game of patience at this point, but I mean, one and the same. Goddess of Death going to be enabled immediately here. Blue, getting targeted. Does fall away though. Big meteor. There we go. They find Floop in the end, but my goodness. Definitely a big commitment towards that. Snipsy, it does find a KO back on a John Vec though, so good trades coming out from both teams here, but they have to put in more work than just that. Big damage coming around the back. It's Rocco. Lock it in. Last stand comes out. The KOs are plenty. Eye of Agamotto comes over the top. They are pushing them back, and for 30 meters, they still contest, but it's all over and out. Kanga, lock it down, and that's the series.
It is the series. Kanga win 2-1, but not only that, they secure themselves a second win here in this group stage. Wow, the Vicious unfortunately are not able to secure themselves a single win so far. This does mean though that we are starting to see what is going to be happening in Group A. Kanga Esports definitely looking extremely strong and pretty likely to be seeing in the playoffs.
Yes, the likelihood is certainly building up here. You know, I think that they've done a great job to secure yet another victory in their favor. And crazy to see it's in the exact same fashion. You know, it's 2-1 in a reverse sweep. I feel like maybe they have to consider what's going on domination, Ricey. Like, maybe they just ban domination and then it'll be clean from there.
No, yeah, I do find it very interesting that Kanga has not been able to win their 2 domination maps so far, but they're doing extremely well in most series so far. Versus Kanga, they did win 2-1, and now here against the Vicious, they win 2-1 too. Our domination was very shaky. The next 2 maps were definitely in the hands of Kanga Esports. They felt in control the entire time. Chronix here being the MVP, looking very strong on the strategist, but of course we have to talk about the entire team, because I do think all the players on Kanga Esports worked extremely well together, both the Vanguards, duelists, and of course the strategists, and they were able to thrive. We even got to see a bit of a Jeff NATO coming up for both teams as well, which absolutely is a horror to verse for me personally in my ranked games. Here is one of them. Here's just actually Snipsy with that Mega Hurricane going in, taking down the backline, and Jag as well doing absolutely phenomenal work for the Vicious too. They played extremely well, but it was in fact Kanga Esports that works really well together, being able to isolate and pick off the key players from the Vicious and secure themselves the victory.
Yeah, they definitely made a statement, made waves there, and I was very impressed to see their composure shine so brightly, you know, into those convoy sections, into Convergence. Kanga just locked in. They knew exactly what they came there to do, and they did it well. So very impressed with how they've managed to keep themselves together into those maps there. And, you know, the change up, seeing the Wolverine band away, paid hugely for Kanga. You know, not allowing that to be utilized by Floop allowed them so much more freedom, so much more flexibility. They even used it for themselves, and they managed to zone out the Vicious there. So just crazy to see the impact that some heroes can have on a team's composition.
No, I totally agree. I think that's what makes this ban and save phase so exciting to watch as well. That was a big surprise for both you and I about seeing that Wolverine ban come up first off. We usually see Ultron and Mantis being the first ban, but even maybe potentially Emma Frost. But being able to see a duelist be the first ban, I think that was extremely fun to watch. And I think it did contribute a little bit to Kanga Esports' decisive victory in that final map, being able to take away some really strong hero picks that Vicious were dominating on and just nullifying them completely.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. You know, I think they definitely found exactly the right recipe there, managed to nullify them in their entirety. Like, it was just great to see that they managed to take advantage of those opening KOs immediately. Like, the teams were standing on even footing, but then Kanga managed to find that vulnerability and take advantage, and then they managed to really pump up the volume from there and just trickle through KO after KO. It was just an ebb and flow into the zone there, and definitely keen to see more where that came from. You know, they've had a confident start to their group stage and very eager to see how things play out for them. I think their last match is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Kanga Esports have one more series to go through. They have played against Fury and now just played against, of course, the Vicious. So Kanga Esports have one more, and it's going to be Vulcan Red tomorrow. So very curious to see how that one goes, because Vulcan Red haven't lost again yet. They're 1-0 though, so things could change, of course, today. And if they do, I do feel like Kanga Esports and Vulcan Red are currently feeling like the sort of giants of Group A. But of course, we've got Group B coming up later as well, so I'm excited to see how that one shapes up too. Who are the giants? Who are the scary members of Stage 2, Marvel Rivals Ignite Oceania so far? But so far, Kanga Esports looking absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. You know, definitely starting to shape up to really maintain course as one of the top teams in the region there, and it's great to see that they've remained consistent in that regard, and very eager to see, I guess, how things will play out. You know, if they do make it towards the playoff stage there, it's looking very likely at the moment, but anything could happen. Anything could happen there, but definitely looking at very likely. And I guess I'm keen to see what lies in the great beyond into the playoff stage there. You know, how things will change for each of these teams, because I feel like in the group stage, the teams don't want to reveal everything. You know, they're looking to play into more of those default type strategies, looking to kind of play around and see how things go, but definitely keen to see what changes might be online heading out deeper into the piece.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I think this group stage is just the first taste of what Marvel Rivals Ignite Stage 2's Oceania will bring us, will show us one audience, of course, seeing so much excitement coming through already, and it's only day 3. We have tomorrow still an entire weekend next week as well to be watching, but we have something exciting happening just now, Matsu. We may be able to go into an interview.
Ooh, we certainly will. Let's welcome in one of our Kanga representatives right here, right now. And here he is, Jong Vek. Welcome and congratulations,
hello.
First and foremost. It's a pleasure to have you on board, and yeah, just a really exciting series. But I guess jumping straight into it, what's going on with you guys and Domination? Because we've seen a trend of both series at the moment. You know, what's going on with Domination?
That's a good question, because going into MRI, I thought Domination was our best map. But I don't even really have an answer for it. Like, it seems to be, I thought maybe against Fury as like a one-off, but then we got rolled in this Domination as well. So I think there's a trend to it. And I don't know, we really need to work on it. So it's important winning that first map for morale and mental and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys and Hates have got their homework down packed to try and figure out what's going on with Domination.
Yeah.
You guys still looked good on Domination, but you guys looked extremely strong and fantastic on, of course, Convergence and Convoy. I think, though, I also want to ask about the ban and save phase as well. In the second map on the whole of Djalia, you did ban that Wolverine as your last ban, and then in the next map, the one we just played, Wolverine was the first ban. That took me a little bit by surprise. I thought it was going to be Ultron coming through, but actually, yeah, you chose to ban the Wolverine first up. Do you think that played a lot into winning how strong you won the next two maps? And what was the comms like when you guys were discussing this Wolverine ban?
Yeah, so we've been watching their previous games, and we've screwed them heaps before, and we know their win con is their Wolverine. And we even picked Djalia, which is theoretically a bad Wolverine map. But I had a feeling they were going to try to force it. I knew they were going to try to force the Wolverine, so I said, oh, let's just ban it last. And then for the last game, they picked Spider Islands, which is a really good Wolf map. So we kind of knew the direction they were playing at, and it was a bit of a group discussion, and we thought we'd take the coin flip and ban the Wolf, and yeah, ended up working really well.
Yeah, I think that coin flip was pretty well thought out indeed. I wouldn't even call it a coin flip. I think it would be more than a 50%, really, because then they did, of course, save the Ultron, but I don't think we really saw much Ultron in that map, so you definitely won that coin flip indeed. And I guess my next question is, you've got one more game coming up next in this group stage. It's going to be against a Vulcan Red. How do you feel about that matchup? Don't have to give me any, secrets or anything, but yeah, how do you feel about versing Vulcan Red? Is there anything you think we should be watching and keeping an eye out as viewers, or anything that you would like to, talk about and discuss about this upcoming matchup?
Yeah. That's going to be a really good game. It's going to be, I think it's going to be really close, and it's going to be really good. It's a bit of the talk of the topic at the moment, is Kanga versus VR, and then in the other bracket, it's Chopper Mag versus GZ. So, I think we're just going to review these games, see what the game plan is, fix our domination map, first of all, and yeah, the game should just play itself. If we do everything correctly, it should just be just another game. That's what it comes down to.
That's it. Great to hear that, and really hopeful you guys can break the domination curse there. I think there's definitely some good VOD review to be taken out of today, and definitely eager to see how things go going forward. But I guess thinking on another direction here, first and foremost, what do you think about the new Convergence map coming in Heart of Heaven there?
Yeah, I think that's going to be dive heavy map with all the smoke and all the screens and all the line of sighting you can do. I think it's going to be really strong for melee characters, even though they're already OP. They're going to be even stronger. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll see. Maybe the return of the Iron Fist there. Who knows? Anything's possible. But no, really appreciate your insights there, Jongveg. It's been great to have you on board. Thank you so much for coming in for an interview with us, and best of luck with your team heading in tomorrow and there beyond.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
All good. Happy days there, right? See, always great to get our players on board for the interview. Always good to pick their brain and see how they're feeling about the game. And yeah, definitely going to be a big focus from them to try and figure out what's going wrong for domination there, and keen to see how that all goes. But we've got more series getting lined up, everybody. We're going to start to get things set up before the next one. While we get those preparations laid in place, though, we will be heading to a short break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our second series right after this.
이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 아득고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나. 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 세계 운명 오랜 시간 간직해온 열망 까만 밤의 빛처럼 빛나 네 눈앞에 바로 어떤 나라 탑을 딱 봐도 superstar 딱 보면 모르나 널 지킬 나란 걸 지켜볼수록 점점 빠져들어 카리스마 넘쳐 흘러 oh yeah 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작이야 let's go 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 말 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내게 주어지는 면 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래 그래 승리 완명해 The fate of the birds The world is in our hands 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 세계 운명 한껏 더 높이 날아올라 내 누워진 밤하늘을 가로질러 Oh yeah, oh yeah 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작해야 let's go 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 말 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여
Smoke screen! I'm hunkering down. Judge! Jury! Executioner!
roll! Hell unleashed!
We are undefeatable!
Welcome back, everybody, to Marble Rivals Ignite Stage 2 Group Stage here. Day 3, it's Matsy and Profound Bryce coming at ya with our next series on the board here, Ricey. It's time to get loud, to get hyper, because we have another absolute thrilling matchup on its way.
Yeah, we are going to be watching Chopper Mag versus Exodia coming up, and I am excited to see how this one goes. It's our second time seeing Chopper Mag and our second time seeing Exodia as well. So this game, I think today is all about basically seeing how Group A and Group B in the standing sort of settle a little bit today. Of course, tomorrow is where things get completely finalized, but today, this next matchup between Chopper Mag and Exodia is going to be really exciting because this means that every team in Group B will have played 2 series.
That's it, and one step closer towards the lock-in for who's going to playoffs here to see exactly who is going to have their chance to play things out and get into the mix here. But speaking of getting into the mix, it's time to get in the mix of this one time for the band Save Face here, and Ultron and Emma are going to be the first to go.
Ultron and Emma Frost. Not too surprised about these first bans. Curious whether or not Exodia is going to be choosing to protect maybe Emma Frost here coming up, seeing how they are prioritizing the Vanguard as their first ban. It's going to be Adam Warlock. That is no surprises either. Adam Warlock has been a very consistent ban or save for most teams here. So maybe Exodia is wanting to run that revive, that pesky revive composition coming up. Jeff going to be banned out is also not somewhat interesting as well. Is somewhat interesting because of the I think it's the Jeff NATO that's really strong at the moment in this meta. Save is going to be Ultra from Chopper Mag, and the final ban in this side of the ban and save phase from Exodia is going to be the Human Torch.
Ooh. See what else will go. It's time for Ultron to stay and Torch to go. But what else will go? It's going to be Mantis and the Jeff. No Jeff time this time. So we aren't going to be seeing Pethig or whomever gets put in Jeff jail, I suppose, to play that one. And we'll see what the next save is going to be. It's Mantis. Wow, they're getting so many priority picks out of this.
Yeah, so many priority saves. Ultron and Mantis have been, alongside Adam Warlock, have been very much a must ban or save pick coming through. And interestingly, Exodia actually hasn't banned Adam Warlock against Chopper Mag. So Adam Warlock has snuck through, and now there is not 100% ban or save phase today for Adam Warlock, which we did have yesterday. So that is kind of a little bit interesting. But interestingly, the final save from Exodia was actually Mr. Fantastic. That one was not on my bingo card, actually. I don't know if it was on your bingo card here, Matzy, but that one really fascinates me.
No, that was not on my bingo card at all, but I'll tick it off now, I suppose. Great to see that they don't want to have any of the Mr. Fantastic there, or rather, they want to see all that fantastic action. Very excited to see how that plays out if they keep that as one of their selected heroes. But we are going to be getting straight into it. It's time to check out some of these beautiful landscapes to see exactly how things will fare on Convergence to Djalia here. Our first map of domination will we see Chopper Mag take control and roll in with confidence, or will it be Exodia finding a nice surprise?
Yeah, Chopper Mag have looked extremely strong yesterday, winning their first series, but Exodia haven't quite won one just yet, so I'm sure they want to get themselves on the board in a Group B. It's going to be exciting to see, especially we've got Venom. Zenstar starting on Venom. I do think Zenstar is a fantastic Venom player as well as a group as well. And, well, yeah, with this sort of composition, it's got to be very scary for the backline of Exodia if they're going to get died.
Yeah, I'm loving to see the blade coming out from Joji here as well. You know, definitely looking to bring up the power, looking to bring up the potential. And great to see Lottie back online for Exodia here also. But looks like it is going to be Chopper Mag locking in this time around, looking to pick up many a KO into this, and they will take complete control over the mission area. So, solid stuff coming out from Chopper Mag so far to enable that initial control here. But it's already a change-up, and Joji is looking to play Adam.
Well, a bit of a change-up coming in as Joji then once again gets eliminated straight away. So the Cocoon is going to actually be denied here. He's going to just get revived back to spawn, considering the positioning of the enemy right now. Chopper Mag basically spawn at that spawn, wanting to touch the spawn doors themselves, as Exodia have to regroup and think about how they want to approach this strategy and try and touch, of course, the control points. They may be changing things up once more and thinking about how they want to approach this. The Chopper Mag look very much in control. They do have one ultimate available themselves. Bobo's Rage of Ultron is available, and they're just going to pop it straight away. And they're going to be using it quite aggressively. Forcing Exodia back quite a bit. And Lottie Tot, now uses their invisible balance to keep the fight going.
The fight going, and they are going to be taking advantage there. Zyker get a really good KO on the Pethig, and Gonna see if they can find even more come forward from there. They need to take advantage of the player advantage they have here, and they will. Salvation goes down, looking for more big damage from downtown on Joji. See if they can manage to capture any more presence here. Galactic Legend, coming out from Bet there. Good response from OP here. Fate of both worlds coming out. Corner Proteus as well, trying to destabilize. Hulk has now been taken back down to Bruce, and they are going to be taken away. It's Heaven's Retribution coming out as well, though. They're going to take advantage with the Karmic Revival. Exodia are committing everything they can here. They realize how close Chopper Mag is to taking this, and they might get a little closer in a second because the KOs just keep stacking up for them. But Exodia, they're not done yet.
Ooh, they're not done yet. It's overtime as Bobo just got a double KO. Wanting more, of course, but Exodia was able to get quite a few important picks. It's starting to unravel. As down it goes Joji, CP, and Zyklus as well. Everyone is falling from Exodia, and Chopper Mag get the first round for themselves.
Great beginning coming out here on the Imperial Institute of Science. Now, moving on to the Warrior Falls here in Djalia, and let's see which team will rise, which team will fall, as Chopper Mag already risen up to the occasion, giving it their absolute best into this one. You don't see Angela every day, but I do admire the fact that Soupy is bringing it out here. You know, they've got to try unconventional team compositions to see if they can find something that sticks into this, and let's see if it does work out. Interesting to see 2F bring it out the just a fantastic and Iron Fist for that matter. I think maybe this is only in the spawn section, you know, they're having a little friendly banter post or pre-game here.
Yeah, we did see, I think it was Zenstari playing Angela as well for a little bit. We might be able to see a Spider-Man. That'll be super duper exciting to come through, but of course we don't know until the doors open, other way around, until the doors are open, so we don't get to see a Spider-Man, unfortunately. But we do get to see the Angela still. Soupy is rolling out on the Angela with a beautiful skin to boot as well. And in this start of the round with 10 seconds left, it's going to be exciting to see which ultimates come up first and which team was going to be taking the mission area first.
It's all going to be tested right here, right now. Mission area online, and Bethik already are going to be looking to take down the back line here. Big damage, just bubbling its way through. They haven't managed to secure it just yet, though. Wow, just dancing on the edge of that one. But Galactic Legend coming online and might enable a bit more presence. There we go. Good KO onto Soupy there, looking for more as well. Zensari delivers on the Joji. Going to see if they can get anyone else out of the fray here. Zyklus goes down, and there's more to follow. So, great hold from Exodia, you know, managing to stop them from taking the mission area initially, but Chopper Mag will enable themselves in the end there, and now to take advantage even more so. But Exodia, they got ults coming online here, and we can definitely see some big presence coming from that.
Yeah, massive presence coming out. But as you mentioned, the ultimate coming up to 4 ultimates inside of Chopper Mag and 3 for Exodia. This next fight is going to be absolutely explosive. And I'm curious to see who will be starting it off. It is going to be Rage Bolt starting off from Bobo, fed by the Fatal Bolt from OP. WL from Exodia. The things are getting neutralized until Salvation does take down Dikrik, who did get the whale out, but not able to capitalize on anything further. Exodia now a 5v6 situation for themselves, is forced all the way back into spawn once. Chopper Mag taking this opportunity to cement more percentages into the mission area, force them even further back into their spawn. But no ultimates except for one left for Chopper Mag, and halfway more, 50% more to go for themselves. Exodia could turn things around with 3 ultimates to their name.
Definitely could be, but it's time for Heaven to fall down there, and let's see. Not going to be able to take much advantage of that. Hulk smash online for Bubblecar though. Looking to just take it easy. Ooh, I love what I'm seeing. Exodia, don't tease us like this. It's time for Hawkeye to come online. Zyklus desperately trying to try anything to bring themselves back online into domination here. They will not be able to take advantage of the Hawkeye, but they are all going to fall down within a matter of seconds. So Zyklus bringing out the Strange to go for a last second portal here. And great to see Karmic Revival online as well. Strategists are back.
They are back in with 96% up from the portal as well. They're able to touch airtime, but this is a vital stand for Exodia to come through. They are touching, they are so close to contesting. It's Soupy on Angela and going in onto the backline of Salvation, but they do pop that ultimate to stay alive. To try and keep the team of Chopper Mag as well alive. Outfront is rebounded from Lottie as well. It's a gun switch over to Exodia, but Bobo is not done yet. The Rage motion, they take down Lottie, wanting more, they take down 2 strategists, and now strategist left. Exodia are struggling to hold on to this point. It flips over back to Chopper Mag. Overtime is ticking down. Chopper Mag, 2 seconds away from taking this first map.
And just like that, the curtains close, and our first map will now be finalized. So, Bernard T'Challa going in favor of Chopper Mag here. Definitely a great result for them so far, and looking to see if they can take even more great results over and over again. But MVP out of this one going to be Pethig. Definitely no surprises there. Taking advantage of the Star-Lord here has been quite the spectacle, to say the least. They've really been able to lock it down, lock it in, and yeah, just such a multifaceted team, honestly. Like, you've seen yesterday, there was a bit of flexibility between Bobo and Pethig, switching things up between those duelist and strategist roles there, and now they've switched sides again. Bobo's playing into Ultron, Pethig's on the Star-Lord. Like, yesterday we saw Pethig on the Jeff there, so it's really important that you can play anything, and they're showcasing that through, like, some of their play.
Yeah, Pethig is an absolute phenomenal player in general, being able to play quite a few different duelists, and being forced onto Jeff Jail as well, and doing really well at it. But Duapia on the Captain America, as well as, of course, Pethig here on Star-Lord looked phenomenal. Zen Starry as well on the Venom looked absolutely phenomenal. But Bobo, one of the newer additions to the roster, playing all the way from China, looked phenomenal as well on the strategist and Salvation as well. Absolutely phenomenal play. I think this team of Chopper Mag is just, everyone is a star player on this game, on this team. Absolutely everyone. I'm sorry, Skittles as well. I nearly forgot about Skittles, but Skittles considered one of the best controller players in OCE. Phenomenal strategist as well. Absolutely a all-star team, and we can see that all-starness coming through with their play style.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more there, Ricey. Definitely been able to take advantage of, their strengths there and showcase them so well into this one. But there's going to be another map online right on the other side of this. Very keen to see exactly what we will find Exodia picking here. We've already seen some pretty crazy stuff come through with the hero picks. The map pick could be one and the same, but let's find out exactly what that's going to look like on the other side of this break.
이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸는 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 오면 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충이 쳐봐 한도 믿어 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달려서 이 세계 운명 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내가 좋아지려면 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래 그래서 네 운명에 The way.
Welcome back, everybody, to Marble Rivals Ignite Oceania, Stage 2, Group Stage, Day 3. It's Matsy and Profound Bryce coming at you with our second series of the day. It's going to be Chopper Mag and Exodia jumping into map number 2. What a confident start from Chopper Mag, Ricey.
Absolute strong start coming out indeed. They felt absolutely in control the entire time. Chopper Mac having an all-star roster, and we can see that gameplay coming through. Exodia does have the next pick, and they have chosen a Convergence map coming through. It's going to be super exciting to see Exodia starting on defense so they could choose the bans and saves to work alongside them for a strong start.
Yeah, jumping into the classic map, the symbiotic surface there. So definitely eager to see how they play into that Convergence map there. Definitely going to be fun times ahead. You know, I think they're going to be able to showcase some of their strengths into this one. And I have no doubts that, yeah, both teams are really going to be able to do the very best that they possibly can. Curious to see what kind of compositions will come into this one, though. You know, whether we do see some of that triple strategist, triple vanguard action to create a bit of an iron fortress over the mission area there, or whether we could see something else entirely. You know, I've seen some crazy things lately, Ricey. You know, inside of pro play, inside of my rate games. So I'm very keen to see what kind of crazy things are going to be coming in to this map here as well.
Yeah, I think Exodia definitely have to think hard about what they want to ban and save here coming up. They did ban a few, I think, important heroes in the previous game, but it's going to be extremely hard because Chopper Mag, they have such a large hero pool for themselves that they're able to basically dig deep and be able to play nearly any composition due to their experience and just the repertoire that they have available to themselves. Exodia definitely have to think really, really hard about this because, of course, they still probably want to ban the must-bans such as maybe Ultron and Emma Frost and everything like that as well as, of course, the specialized picks like we saw the Groot ban last time, which I completely understand why, considering how strong Zensari is on the Groot. But, like, you know, do they want to start thinking about Star-Lord as well? But we do see the standard bans coming out first up. It's Ultron and Adam Warlock.
And so it is, and so it will be. And now, what will the save be for Chopper Mag here? Uh-oh, it's Jeff time. So we are going to be seeing Jeff this time around. Curious who's going to be relegated onto that. What? Venom? Okay, we're seeing a Venom come out as our next band here. Definitely interesting to see that one come through. But, you know, it makes a little bit of sense playing into a Convergence map such as this one. You quickly want to get back onto the mission area or mission vehicles. So I can understand the thinking there.
Some people may consider Zensari as one of the best Venom and Groot players, and so I can see Exodia, they banned the Groot last time, but they were like, oh, Groot, maybe it wasn't the issue, maybe it's the Venom, so they've switched up the Groot ban to Venom instead, and now coming into this next ban phase, Exodia locks out Emma Frost, and Chopper Mag banning out Jeff. So I'm really curious to see whether or not we're going to get a Jeff NATO coming up from Chopper Mag to get more damage power coming out. So maybe we see a Storm as well coming through. But Exodia is going to be saving the Lunar Snow for themselves. And Chopper Mag, they have one final ban for themselves up their sleeve. Curious to see what they don't want to play against here. And what I think Exodia would be really strong with.
Yeah, curious to see what their strengths will be showcased here as one strength is taken away. It is the Phoenix there saying goodbye, but what will say hello? It's Magneto to say hello. So definitely keen to see the meteors coming online here. You know, we've seen what Duep can do with them in particular, and I'm sure there's going to be more where that came from, but looks like there's going to be no Phoenix at all in this game. So double Phoenix ban, but already looking to lock in our heroes here. Joji, I see you bringing out that Winter Soldier. That is one that Joji can count on, and their team wanted the same. Very eager to see those Kraken impacts come online, because Joji's a very consistent Winter Soldier player, and we're going to see some big shots come out from that one if it gets activated, but maybe not.
What I'm excited to see is that Black Panther hover currently from Chopper Mag, from Pethic. Pethic did absolutely phenomenally on Black Panther on LAN earlier this year, so I'm excited to see how that goes. Zenstari is currently also hovering the Captain America, which is also super exciting. But here we go in this next map. Here we go here on this fantastic Convergence map with Exodia starting on defense and Chopper Mag on attack. This is, of course, Exodia's last chance in the series. They have to win this one and the next one. They have to win both games. They cannot lose a single game if they want to be able to win this series. But Chopper Mag only one game away from taking this victory in this series.
3,
One game away, one more time, and let's see. Oh my goodness! It's a portal to take out Duet, but that's huge coming out from OP here. Oh, and they're looking to change Vanguards as well. So it's a one and done, a little strategy there, playing into the Magneto this time. I love it. Go for a tricky play and nullify the opening presence of Chopper Mag here.
No, it's absolutely fantastic pick, but of course OP has to come back very quickly because Chopper Mag, this Duep is going to come back really quickly as well, so it might be a slight 5v5 for just a little bit, but not much longer, of course, as both teams do get back onto the point. But surprisingly, Chopper Mag has in a bit of a pincer. The OP takes down Bobo. It's absolutely massive first opening pick, but Duep is in the fight, in the fray at the moment, on point, disrupting a lot of the enemies as Joji takes on Perfect. Exodia still holding a strong defense. Duep get full as well, and with that, Exodia win this first fight.
That they will definitely have to play very tricky, you know, against a team like Chopper Mag here. Have to really give their absolute best. Speaking of, Zenstari has brought out the group now, so they'll be utilizing lines of sight here. Make sure they can isolate those engagements, isolate those fights, really give your team their best shot, and we'll see if they are going to be able to do just that, as Pethic has changed up as well onto the torch here. So very eager to see how things heat up when Supernova comes online, but they're going to ult. They're all starting to activate. Dance of the Butterfly comes in to the invisible boundary. Joji's gone down though, so that's a nice start here for Chopper Mag, and let's see if there's more where that came from.
Maybe as Zenstari's going into the back, he does have the present available, and it's going to be able to capture so many members. And now comes the meteor, doesn't land from OP, but he's still finishing off Bobo there with a final hit. Supernova coming out from Perfect, deals so much damage, and Zach also has, of course, the Galactic Legend available. So much damage is going to be met. But Skittles, Beta both fails. QB takes that OP, the other Magneto. Now only one Magneto ready to Supreme on the battlefield, taking down Joji, though he pointing more. That's a triple KO for themselves. And Chopper Mag claim this first point. The mission area, the mission vehicle is now theirs to push forward.
That's it. We convert into the convoy section of the map now, and we are ready to give it our absolute best. But it looks like Zykrig has actually brought out the Psylocke as well here. So we've got the full clone team up coming out right now. The attack of the clones, and of course Magneto and Psylocke here, and very eager to see how that plays out for Exodia into this one as Chopper Mag continuing to push that mission vehicle closer and closer, further and further forward, and almost have reached halfway towards the next checkpoint.
Exodia are about to meet them here. They're trying to get the high ground, which they want to attack from. They do also have two ultimates available, Psionic Seduction and, of course, Kraken Impact as well. Bubbleker about to get that invisible boundary as well, so things could get very spicy for Exodia if they want to hold here. Going to start off the dance of the butterfly from Bubble, to be met with the Visible boundary from Bubbleclaw as well as the Psionic Seduction, and Bubbleclaw able to take down Bobo, but was not able to get a single trick from the Dance to Butterfly Salvation. Now going to be sustaining the team of Chopper Mag, but Joji gets them! Ultimate Kraken Impact denied! Takes it out immediately, Dance to Butterfly Zytric now, as well as the Meteor from Duzeep. Does not land on anyone. So Chopper Mag is still being held here by Exodia. They finally get control of the mission vehicle once more as Bobo from the top from the high ground takes down Logitron, and all the members of Exodia slowly start to fall.
Slowly but surely start to fall here, and we'll see if they can rise up and take more. Wow, Joji not going to fall down. They refuse to let up. They are going to be getting great heals from their strategists there. Oh, look at that. Zendstari activates the trap. See you later. And they will be able to execute on to the KO there. Well done, but there's still more to be done. They need to push the mission vehicle closer and closer. Big dive from Pathig finds one. Going to be traded back by Soupy there. Looking to see if they can capture some more from this. The boundary up, Fate of Both Worlds up. It's all going well for our strategists right now, but Soupy is going to be taken out. So decent impact from Zendstari here, and there's going to be more where that came from.
Zendstari on the grid now has the Strangling Prison available, and it catches so many members. 4 all have stolen, knocked out back to spawn, and Chopper Mag keeps pushing forward. Soupy playing the Greet to meet Zendstari. Also does have Strangling Prison available for this next fight. Let's see whether or not Soupy is able to capture 4 as well and try and turn things around for Exodia. They desperately want to win this game and to take themselves to a 1-0 in this series, but Chopper Mag are making that extremely difficult.
Yeah, certainly getting more and more difficult by the second here, and they've got to find a way out. Well, looks like Skittles has found a way in. A good KO onto OP there. Shutting down some of the strategists line up, and now one of the duelists as well. Great to see exactly how they activate here. Bobo ready, waiting for their chance, for their time here, but they can remain patient for a while longer.
You're patient for a little bit longer. They've got 2 minutes left and ready for ultimates out to their hand. Exodia having 5. Meteor Supernova being used in return is going to be met onto Joji. There is Fate of Both Worlds, but it somehow gets taken down. Loading gets taken down even with that ultimate being online. OP now taken out. Soupy taken out as well. It's a massive fight coming out. Exodia using absolutely everything they have to their disposal to try and stay alive. Trick does take down Pethic during the Dance of the Butterfly. But still, Zendstari is going to use that Strangling Prison in this meantime. Chopper Mag gets the mission vehicle over the line with over a minute to spare.
3.
Well done, Chopper Mag. Lock it down in the end there and push the mission vehicle the full distance. So, Exodia going to have to put a ton of hard work in order to match them, if not exceed them, heading into the next section here. As you can see, big change up over the compositions already. They are looking to give it their absolute best, as Zycric in particular jumping out on to the Wolverine here. So very keen to see what they can do with that one. Joji hovering over the torch this time. Could be a supernova on its way here, but looks like it is going to be Hella coming at ya, and very keen to see if they hold on to the Penny Parker here. Very interested in what they can do with this triple strategist, triple Vanguard setup. You know, I'd alluded towards the potential of it into the pre-game, and well, here it is, Ricey.
Yeah, as you're so totally right here. This triple meta coming through, the triple Vanguard and the triple strategist. I'm excited to see how it goes as well, because this is going to be one tough defense to crack for Exodia. We have seen triple duelists come out to try and contest her, but I think the more interesting thing is we may be getting a Black Widow. Zycric here starting off with the Widow here to try and get a massive pick. They're able to take down one of the strategists. Bobo getting quite damaged, is able to survive. But yeah, this is going to be exciting to see if they're able to get this pick. But nope, Zycric not able to get any initial pick, is going to be switching off immediately.
Yeah, not going to be able to activate on that one, and it's good to see that they're flexible. You know, they tried to see if they could find an opening, but it didn't work, so going to change back and play into the Psylocke there. And very interested to see how it all goes now. Good portal. Forces them in towards the mission area. Nice and quick. Look at that. Skittles already taken out there. Good KO coming through from Zycree. And we're going to isolate some more of the damage here. See if they can capture any more of these KOs. But Duet does find a one back on the Lollitot there. So nice way to respond here. And there's going to be more where that came from. A good isolation with the walls there. OP taken out. Traded onto Zenstarry. One of the same for Joji. And Chopper Mag. We're going to come out on top of this one.
They will come up on top, as you mentioned. This triple Vanguard, triple strategist lineup is doing quite a bit for Chopper Mag, able to hold the board down. And as well with that extra spider nest available for Duet for a little bit at the beginning. I'm not sure if it's still up anymore, though, as Salvation has switched off of the rocket. I think has helped with this defense. As Patrick now taking down Joji. Things are still leading the way. Chopper Mag out comes in without it for Bubble Co, but it's going to be met by Salvation's ultimate as well. The strategist, the healing coming up from both teams is insane, but Duet still deals so much damage despite all of the Lollitot, and the Bubble get taken out. No strategy for Exodia, and everyone falls down. They're all sent back packing into their spawn room.
That they are going to be sent back packing. And it looks like they're bringing out the Black Widow again. So Zycree looking to take advantage of that one, see if they can get some damage over the top here. OP onto the Venom as well, but it's just been a struggle to try and break past this mission area at the moment. You know, they've been definitely giving it a good shot, and as you can see, they are going to be caught by the mines there. So Bubblecup not going to be taking advantage. OP one of the same. Good pickups already coming over the top. Final judgment from Joji though. Could be a nice response. Ooh, waiting things out. Joji is taken out there. He's coming forward, and they're drawn back.
Yeah, massive meteor to meet that final judgment coming out. And it was absolutely fantastic as well, able to get and land it as well.
I am ready to put on a show.
Showtime coming out, able to focus on Lollitot to try and push forward with some sustain, but still Bubbleclip does get taken out despite that sustained ultimate coming through. Penta getting dangerously low, currently walking back to try and stay alive, as Zenstarry here on the grid takes down Zig, who literally just popped their ultimate as well. And so now with only 6 seconds left, things are getting desperate. Out comes Salvation, so as well, ultimate coming through. Joji takes down Salvation by the ultimate, and now Bobo with that revive brings Salvation back.
That they will, spilling in and giving it their all. Joji finds Bethic though, so great to see the damage trickling over the top. Or where that came from, that's 2 Vanguards down, 1 more to go. See if they are going to be able to throw their way in. As Skittles bringing up the God of Mischief. Joji got us dead. Solid Search is coming on with the Meteor M. It's all going down right now. Oh my goodness. Salvation struggling to hit the shots there, but should be able to get it over the line in the end. Well, Soupy certainly will. Good hits coming through, taking advantage of their abilities, and they will be able to spill forth onto the mission area. And now Exodia are back in the driver's seat, and let's see how Chopper Mag responds to this.
They're responding with switching Patrick back onto the Star-Lord. The triple Vanguard to hold down the defenses as long as possible with the extra health bars has done and served its purpose. So Bethic now on the Star-Lord is wanting to deal more damage and to take down Exodia as quickly as possible. Exodia now though running the triple Vanguard themselves. OP on Venom is going to be super exciting to watch. Are they able to stay alive and keep pushing forward? 2 minutes on the clock. There's still quite a bit of time to travel, but well, things are going to get exciting with Exodia having 3 ultimates online.
There could be a few more where that came from as the fight rages on here, and Skittles great KO on an OP. Bobo looking for another. There we go, smothering their way forward, and we'll see if they can draw things back. A big hits coming over the top. Lollitot into a bit of trouble and will fall as well. So good amount of KOs coming in from Chopper Mag here, and let's see if they can continue to maintain confidence in holding it down.
Yeah, maintain confidence in holding it down. They're looking pretty confident right now. They have 5 ultimates to their name. Skittles sitting at 80% as well. Potentially have 6 ultimates Exodia, though, do have 3, so they have a chance of trying to take this back, but Chopper Mag definitely have a strong advantage out time with the Galactic Legend, and same also a massive ultimate, and I about the murder from 2 does run those 16, but out comes now even more. It's strangling Prism, and now also more ultimates coming out. It's that ultimate too! Right now is the Venomous now uses the pieces of this in the backline, but we're getting one. The Starry and Torito fall in the meantime. No Vanguards inside of Chopper Mag, and Exodia are looking forward to capitalize on this and push forward, take control of the mission vehicle. They desperately want to keep going with only 30 seconds left on the clock. It's time for Exodia to step up and push forward.
Step it up and lock it in, and we'll see if they are going to be able to do just that. Big damage coming out from Jochi there, but not going to be able to get more from it as yet. Still have to push forward, still have to do more here, and Jochi, it's just being a menace. I thought in their side from down below there, but they are forced back by Salvation. Nice big fade away into the shot there, and they will be able to get the KO accordingly, but there's going to be more where that came from. A Chopper Mag are locking it down right now, looking to send them away in OT here. Pethick is chopping it up right now, slice and dice. They get the job done, but OT ain't over till it's over. That time's going down quick, smart, and see you later. It's going to be a successful defense coming out there, and that's going to be game, set, and match.
Game, set, and match in favor of Chopper Mag. Final score 3-1, and the series going 2-0 in favor of Chopper Mag. Absolutely phenomenal plays. Pethick now switching over to the Wolverine, which we definitely do know him for. MVP for Pethick, being able to switch as well, playing a little bit of Vanguard, a little bit of Duelist, and a variety of Duelists as well this series. Definitely a very phenomenal player. Pethick being able to play a variety, a deep hero pool for themselves, and 11 final hits for themselves, but do reap here on the Doctor Strange and of course other Vanguards as well. Final hits being 16 with a 4 KO as well to their name. Chopper Mag looking absolutely phenomenal and a very extremely well-rounded team.
Yeah, really solid foundations being laid there for them, and very eager to see more of where that came from into their future series. But I do got to give props to where props is due there for Exodia. You know, they gave it a good go, and I think they found some graceful little moments, exactly as you're seeing into the highlights here. You know, there were some decent little plays coming through from them, albeit it wasn't enough to push them over the line, but definitely got to give props to where it is deserved there for looking to give it their best against what is looking to be the region's best.
The Chopper Mag here with Dureep and going hard on the Penny. I think it was fantastic to see this triple Vanguard strategy coming through from them, being able to hold down the fort quite aggressively. They weren't able to hold it down completely, of course. We had Exodia take that first checkpoint and give us some hope that they may be able to make it to the end and give us a game 3, but of course, Chopper Mag looking absolutely strong. They looked in control the entire time.
Yeah, they were feeling confident, feeling switched on pretty much throughout the whole endeavor there. You know, I think, yeah, they felt like they were in the driver's seat pretty much the whole way through, I'd say. I don't think they ever had any doubts about how they wanted to progress that series. So really impressed to see how they've managed to hold themselves accountable there, how they've managed to really give it their best, and keen to see more where that came from. You know, obviously this is their second day of play, I believe. They've got one more match into the last day of the group stage tomorrow. So keen to see how that one is going to play out as well. You know, I think there's definitely more fun to be had from Chopper Mag there, and Exodia too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see how things go tomorrow. So many more exciting games to come. We get to see Chopper Mag versus Ground Zero Gaming tomorrow, which I think a lot of these teams and of course you audiences as well are excited to see tomorrow. So we haven't seen the last, of course, of Chopper Mag just yet. And Exodia will be versing Brainstorm Esports tomorrow as well. So Group B is not quite done just yet, but I mean, with Ground Zero currently being 2-0 and Chopper Mag being 2-0 in the total score lines of Group B, it is pretty much cemented who will be going from Group B to the playoffs, if my maths is correct. I'm pretty sure we've mostly determined that, but we don't know who's going to be first or second seed or third and fourth just yet. So tomorrow is going to be super exciting still for Group B.
Yeah, I have no doubts about that at all. You know, I think there's definitely going to be a lot of good potential still to come out of the Group B side of things. You know, I think the story is starting to reach its conclusion, you know, to the group stage here. Obviously, we've got one series to go, but it looks like we are going to be getting an interview right now. Here we go. Let's talk to one of our players from a Chopper Mag and welcome them in right now. Skittles, welcome in.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Congratulations, first and foremost, to you and the team there. And yeah, it's been great to see what you guys are capable of. But I guess, yeah, jumping into the roster, you know, how has the transition been for you? Like jumping into this roster between stage 1 and stage 2?
It's kind of been super easy because like me and Duap like always play ranked, and then I obviously know FMCL. I've played with him before too. The only people I hadn't played with before were Bobo and Clem, or Salvation now, from Nova, but they're really good, so no problems there at all.
Yeah, just for those who aren't aware, you mentioned you dropped FMCL's name. So for those who aren't aware, FMCL is now known as Pethic. As you mentioned, also Salvation is now their new name as well. So for those who connected the dots, FMCL, who played on LAN, looked absolutely phenomenal on Wolverine and everything, and now as Pethic, still looking absolutely amazing. But Skittles, we want to talk about you here as well. I have heard a lot of people say that you are considered one of the best, if not the best, controller player for OCE, especially as a strategist. Do you feel you deserve that title? And also, if you do feel like you deserve that title, who do you think is the second best controller player in OCE? If you think there is one anywhere out there, I'm just curious to see, because I don't know much about the controller player base in OCE.
Yeah, I'm not too sure myself on many controller players on PC. I know a few of the console people, but generally controller-wise, it would be TTK from NA or Enzo, and then I know Smash is really good too from Dark Zero. He plays DPS though. I think that's crazy that he plays controller on DPS. But yeah, no, those are the only like big controller players I would know. So yeah, I'm not too sure about OC ones.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do think that you're one of the best, and we can see why you've been performing quite significantly well over the last 2 days. But of course, we do have one more game coming up tomorrow. And I'm sorry, Matty, if I'm stealing your question, because I definitely want to ask this question. Tomorrow is definitely the game that a lot of people have been looking forward to in Group B. It's, of course, Chopper Mag versus Ground Zero Gaming. And people have been saying some things in the background that maybe Chopper Mag might be considered the best in Group B. But of course, some people might be considering Ground Zero the best in Group B. You're both currently 2-0, so tomorrow is where things do get decided. How do you feel personally about versing Ground Zero Gaming tomorrow? Do you think it's going to be difficult in any sort of way?
I think they're really good. Like, I don't think they have anyone that's bad. I think like Lorenz is like really good, like the DPS player. I think we've put in a lot of hard work over the past few weeks, scrimming like really good teams. So I think if we play how we play in scrims, it should be easy win for us. But you know, they might surprise me. I'm not too. Yeah, should be easy win for us, I think.
Yeah, definitely love the confidence there, and yeah, eager to see how it plays when the match does get played out. You know, obviously going to be a lot at stake there, and definitely keen to see how you guys perform. But I guess heading into another direction, you know, I've asked this one before, Ricey. I'm going to ask every player tonight, how do you feel about the new map that's come out, the Heart of Heaven there for Convergence?
I've only played it once, and that was today in Ranked, and I was versing Amazing on Magic, so I was not having too much fun. But I think overall, I think it's really good. I think it's a well-designed map, and I think it's a bit different. It kind of leans away from the normal like shield tank. Like shield tanks, I don't think are that good on it. I think it favors more divey tanks or movement-based tanks. So I think it's really good. And I think melee heroes having a good map is like a good thing. So yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, great to see, and keen to see what it looks like when we do see it into competitive play as well. But thank you so much for coming in for the interview, Skittles. It's been great to hear from you, and really keen to see what you guys can do heading into the rest of group stage and maybe into the playoffs as well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, there you go. Great to have Skittles on board there. Good to get insights from all the unique personalities from each and every one of our teams, right? So, I think it's important to be able to put a face to the name, and be able to see what they're thinking about the game and all of those great little intricacies there.
No, I totally agree. Seeing their personalities and seeing their thoughts behind the play styles and gameplay as well, I think is really exciting to see, and very nice for them to come onto the broadcast and give us a little bit of insight into who they and the team are.
That's it. Definitely great to get those insights, and we're going to get even more insights into our third and final series as we get set up for the thriller, the last one before it all goes down in day 4. So we're going to head to a break while we get that one set up, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you very soon.
Oh yeah, 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게. 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려. 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나. 숨들 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려. 쓰러지지 마. 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명. 쓰러지지 마. 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자충을 쳐봐. 어둠이 떠 날 때까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐. 우리에게 달려서 그 세계 운명.
Smoke screen! I'm hunkering down. Judge! Jury! Executioner!
I want your soul. Hell unleashed!
We are undefeatable!
Welcome back, everybody, to Marvel Rivals Ignite Stage 2 Oceania Group Stage. Day 3, it's Matzi and Profound Rice coming at ya once again with our third and final series for Day 3 here. And this is the one we've all been waiting for. This is the one to see who might be able to find their next slice of glory. It's going to be none other than Ricey. Who's it going to be? Fury?
Vulcan, Fury versus Vulcan Red coming up. And this one's really exciting because in Group A, we have 3 teams that have all won 1 series. Vulcan Red have won 1. They're currently 1-0. Kanga's now 2-0. My bad after today. And Fury, though, is currently 1-1. So things could get really interesting here. If Fury win, bringing themselves to a 2-1, Vulcan Red will then be a 1-1 and Kanga will be a 2-0. So things are not yet decided yet in Group A. So if Vulcan Red win here, though, bring themselves to a 2-0, Fury will be a 1-2, and Kanga be 2-0, things will then have been nearly set in stone. No, 100% set in stone, I think, for Group A. So this is where things start to get spicy in Group A.
couldn't agree with you more there. You know, this is really where things start to fire up, things start to lock in here, and very eager to see exactly how these two teams are going to face each other, because this is one of the tougher ends of the competition. You know, I think Vulcan Red, I know, push over a team there. Fury, one and the same. You know, they've showcased some of their great skills, especially coming in towards day number 2 in particular. You know, when they managed to really find their presence against a team like the Vicious. But we are going to be looking to get into this one very, very soon, and excited to see exactly which team might be able to prime up, might be able to lock things down and lock it in to do their very best.
Yeah, so we are about to head here now into the ban and save phase between Fury Global and Vulcan Red. It's going to be exciting. We can see the hover here of... Okay, not all Scarlet Witch. We do have one Blade Hover. But first ban straight up is going to be Ultra for both teams. Not too surprised about that. This is the more common opening bans currently so far in Marvel Rivals Ignite Oceania. But we'll see where things start to go different here. We see Fury Global decide to save the Adam Warlock, which has been such a pesky, really strong, really annoying team composition, but centered around the Adam Warlock.
Yeah, it's been quite the interesting predicament, hasn't it? You know, they've really been able to find their strengths into that. But you know what we do like to see? It's going to be Jeff on the protect there. So definitely excited to see how they can play into that one and what else might be chopped away into our endeavors here, as we've got Adam and Jeff on the save there. But Mantis is going to be continuing on the ban train there. So very eager to see, I guess, by the end of stage 2, how many Mantis bans there'll be in total, right? Because those stats are just stacking up.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, Mantis, I don't remember if there's been one where she's been slipped through as either being not banned or not saved, but this game is definitely not the one with both Mantises getting banned out for both teams. Luna Snow being banned and Magneto being banned, no surprises there, but both teams will have the Adam Warlock online. Be careful here, Matsy, because we might be getting some really long drawn-out fights here with revive compositions coming through from both teams. Now, Fury Global, last ban to come through, is going to actually be banning the Star-Lord. So we'll have one less Cocoon to worry about. And the final ban to come, the final protect for Fury Global, the final save, they definitely want to have this pick up their sleeves. This is the last chance to try and save one thing before Vulcan Red decide to ban, and they're going to be saving Emma Frost.
Yeah, and great to see that they took away the Star-Lord there as well. You know, I think it's going to be consistent across both sides. Do not want to deal with the Star-Lord, and fair enough. I mean, Star-Lord has really found a lot of presence into Stage 2 from these teams so far, so definitely keen to see how they will activate. But speaking of activation, Silver going to be holding on to the torch this time. Okay, I see what you're trying to figure out here. I see what you're doing, but we'll see what Vulcan Red is going to be doing with proxies, bringing out the Phoenix. Angela being hovered there by Tinny Valkyrie, and Citrus on the Jeff. So definitely liking what I'm seeing so far, but I'm liking the landscapes of this here map even more, as we are going to be diving in to another incredible series.
Incredible indeed. We are here on Celestial Husk on this domination map, and is going to be a banger to start off with. Domination is our first map of this series, of course, where things are a little bit more even. We have neither team starting on attack or defense. We're both basically, essentially, attacking. And with these bans and saves coming through, things could get so interesting. And now the doors are about to open.
3, 2,
That they are. Doors about to open, and we're about to claw our way into the map here. So time to see who can take control of the Celestial Husk here on Domination, as we look to progress our way straight through towards the mission area. Taking the high ground is Vulcan Red here. Just going to wait things out by their time. Daxu being sneaky on the sidewalk there. See if they can lock in the early opening KO, but it's going to be a difficult task for both teams here. Now the mission area hits the unlock, and Fury Global have already got some early ticks onto it, but it's going to swing straight back into Vulcan Red. Now opening KO onto Proxies, though. Could open the account for Fury here.
Well, Proxies does get revived, of course, with the cocoon, but still out of the combat for just a tiny little bit. Jackson's trying to get into the back, does take down Leo. Massive pick as the invisible woman now has to walk all the way back from spawn, of course. And so Fury Global now 5v6, have to hold and wait as Vulcan does take control of the mission area. But Dax is still in this off angle, is doing so much damage. He's able to get out though as IX9 gets taken down by Wab. One less Vanguard, and you're going for more. Villa and Silver, they all get taken down, and Vulcan Red are in control, 50% and counting.
And there's more where that came from. We'll see what else they are going to be able to do here. Ultimates are starting to build up pretty smoothly as well, so definitely going to fulfill some curiosities of how they look to take this one. Tini Valkyrie present in the front line, and we're going to see if they can steal some of the opposing players away as they try and swoop their way around the map here, just keeping all angles online and building up more and more percentage. But Fury, they're ready to unleash. Here we go. Heaven's Retribution coming out with the jab at a time, and there's going to be more where that came from.
Interesting combination coming through, but still just gets taken out with that. And Song Inferno from Silver, massively coming up and still being able to save the team. So Lick now with the Eternal Bond on the ground and trying to save Vulcan Red is before they get it all eliminated. But still, Billa is here to make things go in the favor of Fury Global just a little bit longer. They have so many old ones at hand, but they don't need to use them as they are slowly winning this fight one by one. But Vulcan Red still in control, 72% and counting. They want to be able to get more as to take down Liao. Wab gets followed suit though, and Nick as well. So with that, Fury Global finally are slowly winning this fight, but still it's taking such a long time. 85% Vulcan Red are still stalling, and they're stalling for such a long time here. The idea they may be able to get overtime.
Certainly could be good, and we'll see if they are going to be able to get it over in that timeline here. Billa trying to trickle through damage over the top, and not going to be able to find anyone on the other side of it though. But Fury, it's now their time to hold on tight and not go gently into the good night. They have to hold on strong here. Almost up to 6 ultimates for them, so definitely could lock in. So only Seduction coming out from IX9 here, trying to see if they can pry him up, capture someone through with this one, but not really getting too much value at all there.
Yeah, not much value coming up on the Silent Seduction, but still, Fury Global have 5 other ultimates in their hands. And Valkyrie nearly got taken out there, but we'll be able to live. Wab now using their Meteor, lands it perfectly onto Villa. Does have the cocoon available, I believe, so maybe able to get back and use, of course, the revive if they need to, but still, ultimates galore. Out comes once again another combination. Citrus though will be able to survive this time with a massive shield coming through. Villa now using this revive to be able to bring everyone back, and they do. This fight is still going, but Vulcan Red are performing phenomenally over time in their favor, and it's ticking down. Can Fury Global touch in time? I don't think they can. First round goes to Vulcan Red.
Oh my goodness, can you believe it? The Celestial Hand has now closed, and now it's time to open up and see if we can decode the Celestial Codex. Good first capture coming through there from Vulcan Red, but they still have to take one more mission area if they want to claim this map of domination for their own. Fury really going to have to lock in here and see if they can deliver so much more, so much more potential into this one. And it's certainly going to be a testing environment, but I'm sure they've got what it takes to put on a good show.
Definitely, indeed. So many skills and techniques and playstyles that Fury Global have still to show us. And also they have 2 ultimates to start off this next fight. It's going to be Eye of Agamotto and Fate of Both Worlds in the hands of Nev and Neb. So things could get quite interesting as Nev is deciding to start us off with some portal play. 20 seconds left till mission area unlocks. Are they able to capture or kidnap anyone? No, they're just going to be setting up on the high ground, giving themselves a bit of a slight more advantage and try and capture that early mission area, and they get that early percentage available for themselves. Now Nev trying to get into position, maybe potentially looking for this eye of Agamotto, but of course wanting to get backed up by the strategist. But Daxu is on the high ground. He's going to get dangerously low. Still stays alive with the support of Citrus to keep them alive and healing, but is going to go on to Silver, try to go Phoenix on Phoenix, but still no one gets taken out just yet as Eye of Agamotto gets used only on Proxies on top, gets taken out, Wab is mofos, and Fury Global are winning this first fight.
Yeah, big presence coming out there, but it's the Karmic Revival locked in early from Proxies. They will be able to bring WAV back and see if they can stack up to do even more than just that. A good KO coming through on the Silver there, and looking for even more where that came from. Good Eternal Bond. It's time for the Meteor Ember though. Wab trying to hold on to it, does get denied by the shield there. So good from Nev. Just blocking out any potential from that one, but Nev now, looking to hunt down Lick, and good by strategists. Nev is on the hunt here, cracking impact from Villa. Wow, just diving straight into it. The confidence is never diminishing there, and they will be able to take control of the mission area and stroll ahead for the beginning.
Yeah, Fury Global finally able to take this mission area, able to capture it and gain some percentage for themselves, but it was fairly costly. They only have the Psionic Seduction available in their hands. Vulcan Red have 2 ultimates though, and it could be quite interesting to see how this Endsong Inferno and its Jeff ultimate goes in the hands of Vulcan, as now they are pushing forward and trying to get some map positioning. Outcomes of Psionic Seduction is going to be met from Zaki's Endsong Inferno. I think it gets destroyed before it touches the ground. A massive from Fury Global to prevent that from dealing much damage. Jeff now getting used. Got to get a healing circle on the ground. And let's see if they're able to eat anyone. Doesn't seem like it as Nev goes in with the Eye of Agamotto. Doesn't find anyone as Nev now also puts on a show. The sustain coming up from Fury Global. They're all the way past 50% now. And they're wanting more. Vulcan Red though do have 2 strategists over in their pocket for more. But Citrus, while being a strategist, takes down Silver. Lots of damage coming in from the backline of Vulcan Red. As now IX9 also goes. Vulcan Red do not need to use these ultimates. They have just taken the point like that.
That they have, that they will. So great to see that they've managed to bounce back into the equation here and not losing too much leeway there in the percentage department. They can definitely look to see if they can capture more forward from here, but we'll see what else they might be looking to maneuver here. Silver trying to get a bit slippery with it, see if they can capture something more. Good damage trickling through from City Valkyrie in particular. Straight up high here, trying to send them down low, but down low is where Fury Global is going to go now, trying to get on top of the mission area here, trying to see if they can fight back.
Yeah, of course they want to fight back and be able to take this round, but Proxies is making that quite difficult. Silver has fallen, but look at the ultimate 6 for Vulcan Red. They are still going to use control and go hard with this Endsong Inferno. Villa has been ended back into the spawn, and so Wagner follows suit with a Psionic Seduction, and Vulcan Red are still strongly in control. Fury Global have to come back with another fight here. They do have ultimates on their hand though to do so, but so does Vulcan Red. They used 4, but there's still 2 for them to use.
Great to see what they are able to do here as they look to exceed in the percentage department and look to do even more from here. But see what else they are going to be able to cook up from this as healing comes through. Citrus online there, just looking to keep their fellow strategists online as long as they can, but we're going to keep it online. Fury Global going to have a bit of pressure to do just that as well. See if they can get back on top of the mission area here. They're now looking to put this into contention. It's IX9 bringing out the Psionic Seduction, trying to see if they can capture anybody. Not going to have much luck as yet, but maybe might have a bigger chance in a second here. Maelstrom comes out. Beta both worlds from Nev there, and there's more where that came from, Ricey. No one's going down from Vulcan Red right now. The Fury are just fighting as hard as they can.
They're fighting extremely hard and they're doing quite well at it too. Out comes though the ball again from Proxy. He's got to be met by the Edson Inferno from Silver, being able to take down proxies and more Wabos. Does get revived to Djalia, and Cookie also gets cocooned and survives 2 Skinny Valkyrie Bozo. This is a fight that goes back and forth, a desperate fight, but the control point does go the way of Pure Global. They now have control and they're going up to 70%, but Vulcan Red, they're still in it. They have it all fallen, just get down, Vogue goes. The crack and impact from Villa. They want to stay in control again and again and again. They're going for more. Villa wants a big 4, so I can count. And they're going for Daxu, and that's going to be a quad KO for Villa.
That it is, but it's time for Portal time to see if they can contest this one. They're straight back onto the mission area, and the fight never ends here. Let's see if they are going to be able to slice it back as Daxu is on the BP right now, and the Psionic Seduction is coming out from Wab here. Proxies focused up into the back line. Daxu, one of the same, slicing through, and they will be shutting down every which player for Fury Global right now. You think they can bounce back? They don't have enough time. The last hope in Silver is now slipped away. A portal, if they can get it in time, surely, but it's not meant to be. Vulcan Red, take it away in map number 1.
Celestial Husk goes the way of Vulcan Red, meaning they are 1 up in this series, 1-0 at the moment, and in a best of 3 situation, this is a massive advantage. If you win that first game, you are only 1 away from taking the entire series. Wab being the MVP, playing a very phenomenal Emma Frost. We can see why Emma Frost has been a must ban or saved pick so far, and Fury Global did save the Emma Frost, but didn't decide to ban against Vulcan Red, and so Wab did absolutely phenomenal getting that MVP. Of course, IX9 though did absolutely amazing work still on that Emma Frost, but Billa being the SVP, getting that quad KO for Fury Global, giving us that hope that Fury Global may be able to bring this back and bring it to a 1-0 situation in the domination game. But Vulcan Red, take the victory, and take this first series.
Yeah, great way to take the victory as well. You know, definitely a confident start to the series here, taking away a domination in a clean 2 points to none sweep there. And Fury Global, no pushovers either. You know, I think we definitely saw some really positive moments come through from Fury. Nev in particular, one that shone through for me there on the Vanguard role. But speaking of things that shone through, we're seeing the highlights right now. It's Wab, it's Daxu, bringing up the damage, pumping up the volume into this. Dance of the Butterfly. You see it, you love it, and it's just great to see how they managed to carve their way in. But it's going to be the Eye of Agamotto doing great work as well. Billa onto the Winter Soldier there, just bouldering past time and time again. And I love that response there from Silver, just shutting things down as soon as they got revived with the Carnage Revival. Just solid stuff all round into these games, Ricey.
Yeah, absolute amazing work from both teams, but I mean, Vulcan Red were the winners of this map. I'm excited to see what happens though in the next game. Will Fury be able to bring things back, or will it be Vulcan Red? Absolutely phenomenal work from both of these teams so far, but of course we've got the ban and save phase to come up next, and things could get spicy.
Yeah, they're going to get real spicy. We want to give it a little bit of time to cook up though, so we are going to be getting prepped into a break right here, right now. You don't want to miss this second map, everybody. It's going to be awesome, and we will see you right after this break.
Oh yeah, 필요할 때 내가 널 지켜줄게. 간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려. 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 어둡고 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸는 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 말 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 자 멈춰봐 또 믿어 내일까지 아름다운 꿈을 밟아봐 우리에게 달려서 이 세계 운명 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내게 좋아지려면 꿈꿨던 너와 나 그래들의 승리와 명예
Welcome back, everybody, to Marble Rivals Ignite Stage 2 Group Stage here for Oceania Day number 3. We're almost there, almost ready to see who's going to be joining the playoff stage here. But, Ricey, this matchup has been quite spicy already. You know, Vulcan Red taking on Fury here, and Vulcan Red have taken charge.
Yeah, Vulcan Red have taken charge, currently 1-0 in this best of 3 series. So only one more game left, basically, for if Vulcan Red only need to win one more for them to cement themselves into the playoffs. Currently 1-0 overall in Group A. Now Fury are 1-1. They've won 1 series and lost 1 series. So this is their final chance, their final game in Group A of Group Stage. So things are getting spicy. Here they are choosing this next map. Of course, it is their choice, and they've chosen Whole of Djalia, a Convergence map, and they are choosing to start on defense.
That they are very eager to see how that's all going to play out as well. You know, I think there's a lot of fun, a lot of potential on its way through there, and also excited to see what else they are really able to do here as we get into our draft. And would you look at that? I think we're going to get straight into it. Let's see who's going to go. Is it going to be Mantis again? Surely.
It
Nah,
could
it's
be
Ultron
Matt.
first.
Yeah, it's Ultron. I was gonna say it could be either or, but it's more. We have been seeing, of course, Ultron be banned out first. We might though see some Angela, or maybe Vulcan Red is just hovering the Angela for us as viewers, of course. But Jeff Protect coming up from Vulcan Red, I kind of do like this coming through. I think Jeff has been really fun to watch so far in this entire day, but Fury Global are sick and tired of the Adam Warlock. They're sick and tired of seeing Comic Revival.
I do not want to see that anymore, but what we will see, Jeff back. Jeff is so back and definitely eager to see what else they are going to be able to achieve with this, what else they are going to be able to do. Ooh, it's going to be Mantis locked in for Fury this time around, so eager to see how they can activate with that. But it's time for Jeff to say goodnight.
No Jeff for the side of Fury Global, but the Protect on Mantis, I think that's pretty huge. I'm excited to see what Fury decides to cook with that Mantis, but both teams now get to choose to ban, and Fury Global do not want to verse a Mantis. And Vulcan Red, they're also sick of the Adam Warlock composition, so no Adam Warlock across both teams. But I do think that this Jeff versus Mantis difference in these ban and save compositions, this phase, is going to be really exciting to see. But Fury Global are now going to be saving Emma Frost, so Vulcan Red, it's up to you. What do you decide to ban? How are you going to be shaping up your composition in this game of Whole of Djalia?
How are they going to be shaping it up? How are they going to be locking it in? They're going to be locking out the Bucky. Okay. Do not want to see the Winter Soldier coming out this time around. So interesting to see that duelist of all things taken away. But you know what? Considering the impact that they were able to find with it, they don't want to deal with it. Fair enough. And we'll see how things can get matched together, as it's going to be a Magneto on the save there. One more ban to go for Fury here. And who will they
Emma
take
Frost?
away? Surely.
My vibes are telling me Emma Frost. Let's see, Fury Global. Are we on the same wavelength? Or is my platinum brain just not smart enough? It is Emma Frost! Yes! Let's go! So no Emma Frost for the side of Vulcan Red, but Fury Global are able to play Emma Frost. Curious to see, though, of course, what the final compositions will be going in as we head into Whole of Djalia.
That's it. We're going to lock it down, lock it in, see our heroes get locked down onto this one. So, looks like it's going to be Mirror Venoms this time. Nev and Tinny Valkyrie looking to lock in to that one, but a Silver going to be playing the torch there. Daxu onto the Star-Lord, and there's more fun things ahead where that came from. Very interested to see if Lab is going to be playing into the Penny Parker here, whether they hold that one down. You know, I think they're on the attacking side, if not mistaken, so curious to see if they will continue that. They are playing on attack here as IX9 on the Emma Frost. You know, it's going to be stock standard for Fury Global, and yeah, I think there's good potential out of both compositions here, but I'm just curious which one is going to be able to strike with an advantage.
No, I totally agree. I think it'll be very interesting, but yeah, Wab on Penny. Now that one, I do wonder, I think you mentioned as well, like, will they be staying on Penny Parker? Daxu? No, they won't be. That's fine. It's okay. I got excited, but I was like, this is also a little bit strange on this map, especially on attack as well. Not quite usually see this sort of hero coming through. Daxu here on Star-Lord, I think it'll be very exciting to see these flanks come through. We can see the team working and walking together through to get the high ground. Fury Global, though, are ready to meet them there. Bit of damage coming through, but of course nobody falling just yet because the strategists are here and they're locked in.
Locked and loaded and ready to get loaded onto the mission area here. It's Tinny Valkyrie focused up at top right now and good to go. We'll see if they can get some more out of this one. I love the laser focus coming out from Daxu right now. Look at that. They are hunting down the Human Torch right here, but now they've turned the Tides into the back line. They're trying to shut down Nev on the Venom. Immediate turn of the entire team there to lock in that KO, and it just shows the synergy, the dedication to the craft here.
Nev switching over to Dr. Strange. I'm wondering if the portal's going to be coming out from the Fury Global here on defense to try and stop this capture from happening, as all the members of Fury Global are falling one by one. Vulcan Red are looking to capture it, but there is the portal I just mentioned, and of course the team of Vulcan Red turn around to try and contest it. Nev walk through, but where is the rest of the team? They're slowly walking through as well. The staggering is here. The stalling, is also here from Fury Global, trying to diminish as much time as possible from Vulcan Red, but they have captured this mission area, and now the mission vehicle has been unlocked.
That's it, been unlocked, and they are going to be looking to lock down much more presence, much more push potential onto the mission vehicle right now. Vulcan Red just holding steady. Ooh, I love Tinny Valkyrie playing line of sight here. You know, just using their camera angles to their advantage. They can spot out the Human Torch there and could be ready to pounce when the time is right. The time could be right very, very soon, but the Galactic Legend activated as soon as the Supernova is. That is a huge response coming out from Vulcan Red there, but Silver was still able to capitalize, trickling in some damage all the way up front there, but nobody has gone down yet, so good to stall things out with that one.
Yeah, massive response coming up from Daxu, but Vulcan Red also still have 5 ultimates online, but so does Fury Global, and now we're getting pressed. We have Lick with the Eternal Bond, and now Fate of both from Nev. It's back and forth, but unfortunately, really invisible one from Fury Global. Nev also takes down switches. It's a trade 1-for-1. And things are getting spicy on point. Currently still in control of Vulcan Red, but it's slowly tipping over for Fury Global, but no Vulcan Red come back. Villa and Silver both get taken out. That's a massive coming up from Vulcan Red until they push forward with Foxy, Fate of both worlds.
Yeah, great to make usage of your strategist ultimate there. You know, you can really get a lot of confident push presence out of that one, and maybe more where that came from. But speaking of more where that came from, it's a Fury Global. Now looking to push up front here. Nev trying to bounce around the back there. Villa looking up for Soul Resurgence. Jeff Time online from Citrus though. Could get a good capture onto this one. Already looking to rush their way off to the drop point. They've got Nev and say goodbye. And Nev. But Psionic Seduction coming out now. IX9 trying to see if they can turn the tides back in their favor here. Big damage has been taken around the back, and Citrus is just making a wave, keeping their team online.
making waves indeed, keeping the team alive and also dealing damage as well, taking down Nev earlier, taking Valkyrie now, taking down Villa, goes for more though, but IX9 is there to stop him as they get taken down by Emerald Frost, by the Queen, who is pushing forward with so much charge, trying to deal a lot of damage, and Fury Global are holding down the fort for a little bit as Lick now is kind of bond on the ground. The team alive is going to be responded by Nev. A grand finale, of course, and so Fury Global are still holding on and still going as strong as they can. Wow, now Meteor lands perfectly onto Neb. So one less strategist for Fury Global, and with that, the damage is intense. They're trying to stay alive, but Leo does fall. No strategists left inside of Fury Global, and Silver falls, even though they took two with them. Is this going to be enough? This fight is going backwards and forwards, but Neb takes down Web. Who needs strategists? Who needs heals when you just deal damage?
That's it. You deal damage time and time again. And maybe that's all you are going to require there. So, definitely great to see how they're able to make their impacts and really keep themselves in the driver's seat here. But Vulcan Red are one and the same, are looking to spread some damage straight through to the mission area here. Fury Global going to have a lot of work to put in if they want to maintain control for the next just under a minute and a half here. And see if they are going to be able to cleave their way in as the damage numbers continue to pump up. It's going to be Psionic Seduction online, and we could see more where that came from. Big burst of damage. Surely there's something else on its way very soon as well. But it's Jeff time coming at you with the Galactic Legend. Citrus going to have to stay in a comfortable position, and now they push their enemies far, far away. Oh, Nev is so lucky.
You're never very, very lucky about Contagion. She just really took them out, but they do get to survive. Galactic Legend also being used by Daxu to deal more damage with Proxy, one that takes down Billa. And Vulcan Red, with only 40 seconds left on the clock, seems to be back in control of the mission vehicle. But of course, Fury Global is still here, and they are putting on a show for us, trying to stall for longer. Meteor is out in the hands of Lab, landed on Neb, no more showtime for Fury Global. And all the strategists are finally down this time, and so is the rest of the team. And with only a couple of seconds left, Vulcan Red do get it over the edge. 1 minute and 50 seconds left to get it through this third and final stage of this map.
That's it. Great work from Vulcan Red to push it over the first checkpoint there. And now they've only got one more to go. So we'll see if they are going to be able to take it the full distance here, as Fury have done a great job of stalling out the timer here, really building up a little bit more flexibility for themselves, but there's still so much more they need to find. Speaking of, a trade's going out for both sides here, so see if there's going to be more where that came from, as they both are doing the very best they can to hold it down, lock it in. Look at the dive into the back line though. The heals are coming up for Tinny Valkyrie right now, and they are continuing to pump things up there. Nev one and the same. It jumps into the back, takes down Lick, and we're going to stack up the damage one step further. See if they can find Tinny Valkyrie, if they can find someone else, but the fact they're in their face, they are not letting up. It's just biding more time for them.
Biding more time, as you mentioned, with only 45 seconds left. Fury Global is really trying to finish as quick as possible. Villa with a massive end on the battle takes down Red 1. Silver is also here as well, not to get shown up. Goes for more, but Daxu also pops the Galactic Legend, and they've got one. They want two. They get a double KO. They're looking for more. And Vulcan Red are back in control, but not for long as Neb does do so much damage onto the team, but they do eventually fall. And Vulcan Red, with only 15 seconds left, are pushing the mission vehicle, heading towards this choke point, heading towards the entrance, of course, into this next and final stage of this map. Will the Panther be able to make it to the end of this convoy section? Overtime has now started here, Matthew. Things are about to go down.
I'm ready to put on a show.
About to go down with the Fate of Both Worlds from Neb here, but Proxies delays their own activation. This could work out really well for Vulcan Red here. You know, they've got at least more duration on their Strategist ultimate, but one of the same is going to be Invisible Boundary popped up here. Eternal Bond as well from Lick there. So the battle of the Strategist ultimates at this point, and no one has been KO'd through yet, but that's going to change really quick. Tinny Valkyrie is just hunting the back line right now. Double KO, looking for the triple as well. IX9, get out of town. They are getting everything they want out of this, and then some. big KO potential. Silver bringing out the Galactic Legend just as a last-ditch effort here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Oh, 0.93 meters on the mission vehicle. It's now or never, I see. The price is right, and let's see if they can pay.
Well, they're doing a big, good job. I mean, there's a revive on Silver with the BRB beacon, of course, but it's still Vulcan Red being able to take them down one by one. The staggers and save Fury Global like here still though. Citrus with this Jeff ultimate will be able to stop them from coming out, and with that, Vulcan Red do make it to the end in overtime. They are able to complete the map.
Which side you're on.
That they are. They push the mission vehicle the full distance, and it's gonna be a big hefty flip of the switch here. We'll see. Will Fury be able to match them in their own attacking phase? Will Vulcan Red be able to hold them back from victory, from glory, here onto this second map in contention? There's big pressure now online for Fury Global, and there's big pressure one in the same for Vulcan Red, and we'll see which one of these two teams is going to be able to take advantage and will be able to really step up to the plate here, as now we get into our quiet time. Our preparation for the mission area comes online.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
This map, this final section of this map, I feel like it's one of the more difficult maps to complete. So Vulcan Red being able to complete 100% this map, even if it was in overtime, I think that's pretty big for Vulcan Red. So Fury Global will have to do the same, and if not, try and beat them at their own game, of course. Fury Global have to try and make it to the end. And if they make it with the time, they may have a very strong chance of taking this entire map as it goes into an overtime section. Fury Global now rolling out. They are rolling out, of course, with this Star-Lord, so I'm excited to see how this Star-Lord Venom composition from Fury Global goes against Vulcan Red doing the exact same. But maybe with the difference of playing Loki here, things could get kind of interesting versus the Jeff.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how things change up, you know, playing into that one box. Obviously, there's more changes where that came from, and there you go, there's one already big KO on a Dax through there. Silver taking advantage in the room from Loki there to keep the healing volumes nice and hefty. And see, there's more where that came from. Oh my goodness, big burst of damage, look at that. They are stacking down the KOs, big choke slam there, immediate wiper coming out towards Vulcan Red, and Fury take advantage and convert the mission area onwards to the convoy section. And wow, they have a ton of time. That is a huge change of pace.
Yeah, over 5.5 minutes to start off in this second phase. This mission vehicle pushing part, and that's a lot of time indeed. They were able to cap that point incredibly fast. Vulcan Red now have to try and regroup and contest, and Fury Global are very much primed and positioned to try and take this map. They have the advantage in time, and now they have the advantage of positioning as well. They're going in with Villa here on the Star-Lord, trying to do more damage, doing quite a lot of damage onto Team Valkyrie and everything, but Silver with the Anton Inferno going to the back. I not able to do much as it does get cancelled out. And Silver now going up into the sky, takes down Citrus, massive pit for Fury Global. And with that, I believe Fury Global can keep pushing forward, but not if the strategists Odus have anything to say about it.
Certainly not. There's going to be more where that came from. Uh-oh, here we go. Heaven's Retribution coming out. There, it's time for the Galactic Legend as well. Jeff Time coming out from Citrus here. Ooh. Somehow, Villa stayed alive for so long there, but will be KO'd eventually. And Citrus, oh my goodness. Oh, there was an escapee there somehow, but someone will be caught in the end. So, huge Jeff Time coming out from Citrus, capturing 4 players, and that just buys so much time for Vulcan Red here.
Yeah, a lot of time indeed, but they need it definitely if they want to try and take this game, because Fury Global starting off with 5.5 minutes, have so much time still. They have 3 minutes 45 on the clock, and that is plenty of time to go for this final section of this stage here. We've got the pass over halfway here, and so we'll have to see whether or not Fury Global are able to use these 3 ultimates they have on deck to match Vulcan Red's 2 ultimates. But Villa with the flank does a lot of damage, but Daxter is the one with the Galactic Legend in hand, trying to deal lots of damage. You can see him in the sky, getting dangerously low. We'll be able to take down one Yell instead of foe. Nev now falls as well. So many members are falling from the side of Fury Global and Vulcan Red on the defense, still holding firm.
Holding firm, holding strong here, and ready to see if they can do much, much more, as they are going to be holding back, looking to dial it in and see if they can just to find exactly what they're searching for, as they wait things out. Ooh, Tinny Valkyrie trying to go hunting right now. Will be forced into a bit of a retreat for the moment, but it's always time to try again here and see if Fury Global is going to be able to do just that as Psionic Seduction comes online. Nev does have their ultimate available as well if they need it, but it's going to be Fate of Both Worlds coming out from Foxy's here. There we go, got a Mischief coming on. Nev going to be responding in kind very soon if they choose to. They're waiting it out. There we go, bringing out their own Fate of Both Worlds here and hold back for a second, but there's much more power yet to come.
Lots of power, and Wab is subjected to that power from IX9. He gets taken down, of course, and slowly Leo gets traded out. 1 for 1, make that now another Lick is no foe. But still, Lick is doing so much damage as his Pokken Dagger, getting 1, getting 2, getting a triple KO. Lick is a damage dealer, not just a killer. As IX9 also falls, the Vulcan Red team are dealing so much damage, but they are slowly gathering also ultimates for themselves. 4 ultimates in the hands of Vulcan Red for this next fight. As Hugo will have 1.5 minutes left to try and get this mission vehicle over the line.
Yeah, not much time left to try and push it up here, to try and push it in. And see if they can do more with it. And Song Inferno from Silver. Just gonna wait things out. Not gonna get much presence from it, and they might even get captured. Oh my goodness, Tinny Valkyrie, but look at this. It's the Galactic Legend from Daxu just ripping up the backline right now. Triple KO onto the quad, as surely they can lock in the Penta. They're in trouble. Oh, and Wab steals it in the head. That was cheeky, but there you go. Big cleanup coming out from Vulcan Red, and there's only under a minute to go for Fury now.
Get that vehicle moving again!
Only under a minute left. Fury Global had so much time, 5.5 minutes. They were able to capture that first point, that first control point immediately, giving themselves so much time, but now it's starting to dwindle as Vulcan Red are holding up a very strong defense. Nev now using a portal to try and get the high down. It's going to be met with so much damage as well from Vulcan Red, and so Leo forced to use the showtime, but this interest with that Jeffo takes down Nev and Silver. That's 1 Vanguard and 1 Duelist taken down, and so now Vulcan Red are able to play in this 5v4 situation with a slight advantage. They also have a lot of ultimates in their hands to be able to do more, sustain and everything. Out comes the turn of Vulcan Red to start off this 5-second timer as overtime starts to tick down.
Tick down, ticking it in, and we'll see who is going to be kicking off here. It's Citrus, double down on the KOs. More going to be coming forward from there, and just like that, the timer reaches its conclusion, and now we see the ultimate result. It is Vulcan Red. Take it away. Fury, not today. And what an incredible series that was. All over and out, 1-3 on all of Djalia there, but MVP gonna be Daxu on that Starlord, putting in the hard yards. It was incredible to see the impact they made.
Absolutely indeed. Amazing work coming out from the team of Vulcan Red, able to take this series 2-0, and they looked really strong. Fury Global, we started to believe in them, especially after their attacking phase, able to get that point, that control point immediately in so much time. But Vulcan Red, they stepped up, they brought the defenses, and they held firm. Daxu with the quarter KO and so many final hits, but the damage is definitely one that we see here with 34,000 total damage. This triple strategist composition coming out from Vulcan Red is definitely a very strong one, and very fun to watch when we see Citrus on the Jeff.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there, Bryce. You know, definitely big damage numbers, a big potential being tapped into there. Obviously, did have some pretty close damage numbers there from Silver as well, hitting the 3,000 if I'm not mistaken. And seeing some of these plays right now, you know, Citrus are definitely doing well for their team, able to keep up that healing potential and even more than that. But Tini Valkyrie, you'd love to see it, but that big eat coming out from a Citrus there, that was so huge, getting a 4 locked into the Jeff time, just able to tap in, just like Daxu here, you know, so close to getting more and more KOs, but was taken away by their teammate in the end. But Tini Valkyrie, you know, big potential as well, and wow, what a great map, what a great series, just so many amazing plays.
Yeah, absolutely amazing plays. Amazing series indeed. Vulcan Red have cemented themselves here with a 2-0, not just in this game, but also in their Group A. So Vulcan Red 2-0. Kanga Esports as well has been placed 2-0 as well in Group A. So things are getting really exciting in Group A. We have sort of nearly finalized the standings in Group A, but Vulcan Red and Kanga Esports currently both undefeated. So tomorrow in day 4, we get to see them versus each other.
That we will, and that is going to be a very thrilling series, to say the least. You know, it's some of those series that you just wait for in anticipation, and then when you get there, it's the most exciting thing ever. So definitely excited to see exactly how that one's going to play out, exactly how the rest of groups in its entirety will play out, to find out exactly who we're sending to playoffs. You know, we've already got, I guess, a little bit of an inkling as to who might be there. You know, I think once we reflect later on onto the standings, we'll get an even better idea as to how things have played out here today. But it's been an incredible journey so far to see, I guess, how our talent has developed between Stage 1 and Stage 2, and how things continue to develop in this group stage here in Stage 2 and there beyond. You know, OCE as a region, we're getting there. We're getting there.
No, they have been looking absolutely incredible. I love seeing the skill and I think the improvement as well from our region as a whole. I think we've got so many amazing contenders so far for being absolutely amazing, and I'm excited to see them all push each other to the absolute limit, as we saw here Vulcan Red doing absolutely phenomenal, and I'm excited to see how tomorrow they go against Kanga, whether or not these two teams are going to be able to push each other and improve and become better. So excited to see that. But today, of course, between Vulcan Red and Fury, it was a magnificent match where Fury did do absolutely phenomenal. They brought out some interesting strats, but I also really loved to see the Vulcan Red bring out the Angela. We haven't really been seeing much Angela, and it was nice to see the strategy comes out. Like, is Angela possible in pro play? And we can see here, yes, it is. I'm wondering if we're going to be able to see more of it, of course, in the future. We'll have to see, but today was definitely a super fun day.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there. You know, I was really impressed to see that Angela did get activated. You know, it's great to see these newer heroes actually find their potential. You know, they can finally shift into the meta, so to speak, here and there. And it's great to see that teams can take advantage of those kinds of picks, breaking their way through. But speaking of breaking our way through, it looks like we are going to be getting into an interview, welcoming in one of our Vulcan Red players. Here we go. It's Daxu. Welcome, welcome. Congratulations.
Hello. Thank you.
And yeah, reflecting on the series there, you know, did you think it went exactly as you guys kind of expected? Like, were you expecting more from Fury?
We prepped very well for them. We just before this watched like every single one of their dominations because we saw a pattern where they were winning a lot of domination, so we wanted to like prepare for that the most. But I think we played exactly how I wanted us to.
Yeah, on this domination map, you also put out a bit of a surprise pick coming through. I saw the Angela come through. How did you feel about playing Angela on your team? And do you think how do you think she feels as part of the meta? Do you think she has a place in it?
I think if Tini is on it, then yes, he is somehow a demon at that character. It is scary. I've versed him in ranked personally, and he just doesn't leave you alone, and he just never dies. Like on the domination map, he just I think he stalled for 60%.
No, I totally see where you're coming from. I thought, Tinny was able to play Angela to a very high degree. And yeah, it looks absolutely amazing in their hands. So maybe we'll get to see more of that tomorrow. Not entirely sure, but tomorrow is going to be extremely exciting because it's going to be the two teams who are currently 2-0 in Group A, Kanga Esports versus Vulcan Red. How do you feel about tomorrow? We've got some really banger matches coming out tomorrow, GZG and Chopper Mag, but of course, Vulcan Red versus Kanga Esports is another one that I'm personally looking forward to.
Yeah, I think we're ready. They are my former team, so I wish them the best of luck, but I think my team's got what it takes. Like, we've prepped for this for months. We know what they're going to do, we're ready. I don't really have much more to say besides we've prepped for them. They were our main concern going into groups, I think.
Great to hear that confidence and, great to see, I guess, a little bit of rivalry, between yourself and your former teammates there. I think it's definitely going to be a fiery matchup and all eyes are front and center on that one. But I guess heading forth, heading into the last remaining day of group stage and maybe there beyond in towards the playoffs, who do you think is going to be, I guess, your toughest opponent coming forward towards playoffs?
I think everyone said it. It's obviously Chopper Mag. They are extremely good, but we're going to prep her and hopefully...
Looks like we've entered the time stream for a second there, so hopefully everything will be all good. Looks like we do have, Dr. Strange sending Daxu to Comatage perhaps, but unfortunate. Hopefully we'll see more where that came from heading into tomorrow's endeavors, but that's the way it goes.
Well, at least it happened, in the interview and not during the game. That's something we can be thankful of. I think though Daxu was saying something about how they're going to prepare. We can see the preparation that they had against Fury today. It looked really strong. They knew what they wanted to do. They did win the series 2-0. So this preparation that that Daxu's been talking about, I'm sure they are priding themselves on that because they did a good job today, and I'm excited to see what they bring us against Kanga and of course beyond in the playoffs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Ricey. I think there's definitely going to be some really competitive spirit coming through there. I'm excited to see how Daxu and their new squadron perform against their former squadron in Kanga there. I think it's going to be really great to test the waters, to see how they fare. It's going to be great to promote competitive spirit there, a bit of rivalry into rivals. So always great to see that they're going to be rivals to the end of time.
No, I totally agree. I think it's so good to see these personalities of not just the players, but also the teams come out as well. As you mentioned, rivalries are starting to form. And these teams are looking really, really strong. Tomorrow is going to be an absolute banger. Today was, of course, as well. We got to see some amazing teams play and show off all their skills and abilities and strategies and everything. So tomorrow is going to be even bigger and better. But of course, beyond tomorrow, the playoffs will be so exciting.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see what those playoffs look like. It's going to be just the best time. I think we're going to have an incredible plethora of matches coming through into the playoff stage. Things are heating up so far, but speaking of heating up, these are our results for today, everybody. We had a great first matchup. Kanga taking on the Vicious there, and Kanga do win it out 2-1, but obviously facing their struggles in domination. But following suit, we had Chopper Mag Exodia 2-0 favoring Chopper Mag. Great to see Exodia gave it a go, but unfortunately they weren't able to flow their way in. And final series of the day, Vulcan Red taking on Fury, and Vulcan Red were able to ignite into that one, really feeling confident.
I think you mentioned the domination map that Kanga, seems to be struggling a little bit with so far in this Marvel Rivals Ignite. So I'm curious whether or not Vulcan Red are also going to target that domination map tomorrow. But these are the team standings right now. Vulcan Red, Kanga, both 2-0, but so is Ground Zero and Chopper Mag. They're also 2-0. Exodia currently 0-2. And Brainstorm Esports 0-2 as well. My memory is struggling here. Fury currently 1-1, and the Vicious currently 0-3. My memory is not the best, but yeah, we can see the scorelines, the wins coming through from Vulcan Red, Kanga, Ground Zero, Chopper Mag. We may potentially have our top 2 nearly decided.
Yeah, I'd say that what it's going to come down to is tomorrow's games, to play for, I guess, seeding at this point, to see who is going to be breaking in and obviously who will be able to cement themselves in those 3rd, 4th places between their groups, or otherwise, 5th to 6th, like 7th to 8th places throughout the group stage here. But matches tomorrow, starting off strong with GZ taking on a Chopper Mag there. So going to be a great intense matchup, almost like a bit of a repeat of history in the 1st and 2nd place match in stage 1, obviously with different rosters this time, but definitely going to be exciting. And following up with that, Kanga and Vulcan Red, another rivalry matchup online. That is going to be so much fire coming through. But speaking of fire, it's a Brainstorm breaking their way back in to take on Exodia. Which team will rise? Which one will fall? We'll find out from all these rivals.
Yeah, the last series is also definitely one that I am excited for as well. We've been talking about the other 2 so far, but Brainstorm Esports versus Exodia, I think that one will also be a very close, exciting series between those 2 teams as well. They are currently fighting for 3rd and 4th place in Group B, and it's going to be, I'm predicting it's going to be close. So I'm excited to see what these 2 teams bring for us tomorrow, because tomorrow, I think, is going to be one of the best days in group stage.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, I think there's great potential. Speaking of potential, we have to talk about our favorite things right now. It's gonna be the Goddess of Death shows no mercy. Extra, extra, get your timely bulletin. Fear stalks timely, folks. Our new Sheriff Red Wolf has vanished, gone like a ghost in the dust. And who rode the skeletal horse into the Valley of Doom right after? A grim lady from Europe, dressed in black with pockets full of black gold. She wants our town, our land, our future. Don't be left in the dark. The truth's in the timely bulletin. Just a nickel.
Instill fear into your enemy's eyes as you ascend the battlefield as hell as the Grim Lady costume, making its debut appearance in Marvel Rivals Season 4. Available now, so give them something to talk about for centuries to come.
That's right, and definitely keen to talk about the slumbering Xiaolao awakens in Xiaolao's blessing event. The immortal Xiaolao graces the battlefield with his generosity, but you'll have to complete missions to earn his rewards.
Earn points by playing different game modes to earn rewards that will have special missions to complete, and a specific unlock time, so keep an eye out for your next task as you reach new milestones. Unlock the Dragon Within and redeem new costumes added to the pool. Available now until October 9th.
Marvel Rivals now available on PS4. Download and play Marvel Rivals for free now at PlayStation. Marvel Rivals Season 4, Heart of the Dragon, is now live. Join the fight alongside the one and only Angela. Heaven falls down into the PS4 battlefield, and definitely keen to see more players come online on that field. What a way to get it done.
You're super excited about the PS4 as well, being able to introduce Marvel Rivals to more players, making it more available for everyone. Marvel Rivals is such a fun game, and I'm really excited to see all the new things that come out in the future. Especially excited for, of course, Daredevil, which I feel like he's just around the corner, but of course we still have to wait.
Yeah, still have to wait. There's going to be more on the other side of the gate, and definitely keen to see what tomorrow's matches look like, what their last day of groups looks like, everybody. We are going to be wrapping things up for today, but we'll be back same time, same place tomorrow with Day 4, the final conclusion of group stage here for Marvel Rivals Ignite Stage 2 Oceania. You do not want to miss this one. It is going to be incredible. So we will see you right there, same time tomorrow. Ciao for now.